Yay, we're live! Hey
Whoa!
guys. What is up? I am Blossom, an honest conversation, and we have Jess Theory. She's also
Hello.
a commentary T channel as well, and I love like your plants behind with the little lights. They're so cute.
Thank you. I'm not sure how much you guys can actually see. Is it just what I see on StreamYard, like the little box?
Yeah. What do you
Or is
mean?
it
Yeah.
like, is it how big? Hold on. Can I see myself? Remember, I'm a newbie here.
Wait, you can't see yourself right now?
I'm on StreamYard. Do I need to
Okay.
open YouTube to watch myself
uh,
while we do this?
oh, okay, yeah.
Okay. So I have to have my 2 tabs open.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm so glad that we're actually talking about this because there's like so much drama about it. Let me open it up too, real quick.
So yeah, because I have to see the chat or else I will.
I've honestly, this is the most, as a small YouTuber, the most hate I've ever received in one day. I had, oh my gosh, I think the worst one, because it was so vivid. Like, you need some more lube because you're dick riding. You keep dick riding. And I'm like, oh. Oh my god. I was like, oh wow. But that's how I know like I'm good, because the old me would have like, oh my gosh, I quit Twitter and I'm done. I can't do it. And now I'm like, yeah, that was kind of funny. I mean, but yeah.
Well,
so we're gonna go over. I know. And we're gonna go we decided to watch Nick Diorio's video. I'm not gonna watch the whole thing because it is 4 hours and change long. But we're kind of like gonna skip through it little bits by bits, but kind of like get just some info on it, because this is the Deaf Noodles and Pop Gut situation, and I feel like here I could really talk more because, you know, Deaf Noodle in his Twitter space, which I was in, a lot of people really wanted to talk to him, and I did chime in, like, you know, some parts here and there, but I never really basically like talked, you know, never really just like, here, this is, I'm still at work, but I'm going to try to watch this while pretending to do stuff. Hi, Daniela.
Oh, hi, Daniela.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, with that being said, let's get right into watching this. And I don't think Nick Diorio will strike us, because I feel like he's probably against stuff like that.
Yes. I hope so.
And just let me know.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's just fine. Let me know when you wanted to like pause or want to say something. You know what I mean?
I'm just trying to figure out how to watch. So I'm in the StreamYard, the back end of StreamYard watching, and then I'm like over in the YouTube tab, and I'm like, how do which one do I stare at?
So basically I just have my phone on like mute, and then I can kind of watch from YouTube on my phone as I'm talking as well. That's kind of how I maneuver. Yeah.
Yes, I need to do it on my phone. What am I doing here? I'm just trying to do it on my computer. Okay.
Yeah. And then I'm drinking Anya, which is like Shea Mitchell. I actually haven't tried this. I stole this from my sister in the fridge, so hopefully she doesn't notice. But
so, like, what is that?
I don't just know it's 100-calorie drink. I'll know what it is when I open it and drink it.
I just have regular coffee.
That's good too. I mean, who knows? I might get sleepy after this, whereas you might get more jittery.
Oh yeah.
I'm trying to open this. This is like, it hurts me. There we go. This is like,
oh, okay. I got it. Now I'm gonna mute it. I feel like I'm such a baby on YouTube. Perfect. Okay, so there's that. We're good.
I don't know. I need it to taste a little bit more sugary than alcohol. All I taste is alcohol.
Yeah. You need the sugar.
I have 100 calories.
That's pretty good for one of those types of drinks. Yeah.
It has tequila in it, but it's like I don't want to taste just tequila. I want to taste like something.
I have stevia in my coffee, which makes me have to pee every 20 minutes. So hopefully that won't happen.
That's like the best sugar. They say that's the best sugar, but I like Splenda. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love Splenda. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyways.
Yes. Let's.
I feel like such an old lady. That's what happens. That's what happens.
Oh wait, what? Do I not have oh, I think I don't have YouTube Premium anymore. I should.
In 40 years, highest gas prices ever.
Wait, let me see what YouTube account I'm on real quick.
Okay.
I thought I had YouTube Premium.
Some people say that you can do like ad block. I think I've done that at one point. I don't know. The ad block extension for YouTube, but I've never used it. I don't know.
Come on. I think this is from, I should have no ads on. Interesting. All right. Whatevs.
I feel so. Lamont wants them higher.
Can you guys hear it? Can you hear the ad?
Yeah.
What we're saying here is your explanation is a lie.
Whoops. Oopsies. Hold on. Guys, like, I'm going to sign up for YouTube Premium again because I can't do the ads. Hold on. And this is giving me 1 month free again. So I thought like I had it. So hold on. Because I don't want to see ads.
No. And they always give you the, I'm not a fan.
Okay.
I've been getting some really weird ads lately. That's all I'm saying.
Fun.
Paris Cortez. Oh, hey, Harley. Hey, that's my friend.
Hi, Paris Cortez. Hi, Harley.
Hey.
Okay, let's just go. Sorry, I think I'm spelling or whatever, but let's just get into it. And then the next time we do this, I'll have YouTube Premium. Then I have to get up and get my purse and all that.
The worst. Oh, I can see the chat on StreamYard. It's just in the comments. It comes up.
Yeah.
In the comments.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's weird though.
Yeah, it's different. So you're gonna. It's a little different. It's not the same, but okay.
Hey, Paris.
Okay. Can you guys hear this?
Yeah. It's a little loud, but that might just be my grandma ears.
Okay, I'll turn it down.
Again, I'm not like a good gauge for that. Any technical stuff?
Mm-hmm. No, it's fine.
What we're saying here is your explanation is a lie. You're lying right now. That's what the criticism is. And my behind this, well, you're not sophisticated enough to understand me. Maybe I should have gone. But I don't know history.
This dude is too stupid to realize that he's bad. And I don't think that he has, I don't even know if there's malicious at this point. It doesn't matter. This dude is one of the stupidest people I've ever listened to. And I don't think he gets it. I don't think he gets that he's bad. I don't think that he understands even the concept of what she's trying to say, whether he's real or this is he's not Alex Jones. It isn't that type of situation. He says stupid shit, backs into a corner, and then plays and hopes that this comedian card will work. So much so that this idiot tried to actually get people to come down and do a roast battle in his loft and charge for it. He was trying to play a professional comedian role that nobody can buy because he can't talk. He's just this guy is just gets on my last.
This is a pretty long stream VOD, so feel free to use any of the timestamps or chapters in the description and jump to something you like, because chances are, if you're getting a little bored, it'll pick up in a couple of minutes. This stream is a fucking mess.
Someone watching needs to mute their stream and see if that helps. There's an echo. So
I mean, it's probably on my end because I'm new. So
no, it's fine. I had all this. I always do something wrong, so it's fine. Let me check.
I'm not sure if it's Jess or both.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take the L because this is my first live stream.
No,
and
Hold on, let me see this. It's the echo cancellation. I have that checked.
Thanks for the comments, everyone.
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me see if I press play on this, if you can hear it.
Tons of people are here, and I'm here for it. You should be too. New video coming soon.
So what else we got?
I know Nick Diorio said that he wanted to go out, or someone just sent me something saying he
Yeah, he can replace my spot. That's no problem.
Okay. What's good?
Hello.
What's up?
Here's my audio.
It's fine.
Is it better, guys?
I don't think we've actually spoken before.
I think it's like I don't hear the echo. That's why I think it might be me. But I wonder, is it my headphones maybe going into the microphone?
Shoot. We're still not go. Well, let me try this. It might be me. It might be me.
Yeah, I think Daniela said, is there a way to mute just one of you to see if that helps the echo?
Okay, yes. So I'm going to mute you. It could be me.
Like the whole year, I've had like an issue. It's weird. I just
Hold up. Just saying. What?
Okay, play a little bit.
What issue do you think we have? Because I don't think you're kind of assuming.
When you like me?
Can you guys hear an echo?
I honestly, I don't know you, so how can I form an opinion about you?
I'm kind of weird. Pretty uptight about it a lot, so I don't know.
So what?
All right.
I think that.
So I took my earpiece out. Jess, can I hear?
Yeah.
Jess.
I was wondering
Now
if
can
the
hear
echo
you.
is just in because their stream is so
Oh, no.
the Twitter space was so
I can't hear
like
you, Jess. I did something wrong. Hold on. Hello? Shoot.
hello. I can hear you.
Just like sometimes. Hey, I can't hear you. But I did something wrong, so I don't know what that is. Shit. Hold on.
Can you hear me now?
Talking into the speaker. So the speaker. Hello?
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 Yeah, I think
Hold on. Let me just take the mic out.
Can you hear me now? Nope.
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you.
I can hear you too! Ah! It was me. It was my
Fix it.
because I was putting it. So I did it by accident. I kind of did it like the mic. I did computer instead of the actual Yeti. I don't know.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't on the mic. Yeah. So I switched the speaker from the mic. Yeah. Whoops.
Gotcha. That's yeah.
Okay.
I
Now
wouldn't be able to solve that, so thank you.
No, but let's see now if it's still echoing.
Echoey? Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, Anne.
What leads you to that conclusion?
Probably like the 4 tweets about the Michelin Man.
Can you hear it?
That you didn't know it was like made out of tires, so you thought it was soft.
When you mean stuff,
Is it echoing, guys?
It's Def that's echoing.
According to your interpretation,
It's still echoing?
Yeah, it's Def's mic that's echoing. Mostly.
Oh no, but Daniela says this is better because I put the
better.
Yes, because instead of putting the earpiece in my Yeti, I put the earpiece into the computer, so that way the computer isn't echoing off of maybe this. So
okay,
all right.
It sounds better. Like it sounds like when I was listening to it earlier.
Sweet. Okay.
Not as, like,
awesome.
garbled.
Yes. Okay.
But Def is echoey on his own.
Yeah, he's
which
like
made it worse, I think.
Danielle's like, we can work this. Okay,
oh, thanks,
sweet.
Danielle.
Okay, let's start from the beginning because I don't think we really heard anything. So,
okay,
all right.
So should we intro this for the people coming in? This is Nicholas Diorio's introduction to the Def Noodles apocalypse cancel party, whatever you want to call it. This is him kind of just talking about. It's like an introduction to what's going on, and then we're going to talk about it. And thanks for coming, and thanks for having me.
Just as soon as this reloads, so we're going to reload it again. I swear, everything always happens when you're live streaming. Everything goes wrong.
Yeah. But I hope people can understand that, I hope. Or at least they should try live streaming themselves at least once.
Is to journey. That's why Bridgestone.
Sorry, guys. I didn't pay the bill, I guess.
What we're saying here is your explanation is a lie. You're lying right now. That's what the criticism is. And you hide behind this. Well, you're just not sophisticated enough to understand me. I wish I was. Maybe I should have went on. But I'm not. I don't know. See, I don't know the history like Nick does.
This dude is too stupid to realize
that
it's bad. And I don't think that he has I don't even know if there's malicious at this point. It doesn't matter. This dude is one of the stupidest people I've ever listened to, and I don't think he gets it. I don't think he gets that he's bad. I don't think that he understands even the concept of which he's trying to say, whether he's real or this is he's not Alex Jones. This isn't that type of situation. He says stupid shit, backs into a corner, and then plays in hopes that this comedian card will work. So much so that this idiot tried to actually get people to come down and do a roast battle in his loft and charge for it. He was trying to play a professional comedian role that nobody fucking bought.
You know what I'm afraid of? What if no one shows up, to the August 19th, to the roast? Oh. Yeah, what if no one shows up? That's going to be embarrassing though. I hope, because the problem is I don't know. See, if it was like even fights, people don't show up, for like Logan. Mm-hmm. Was it Jake Paul or Logan? It was Logan Paul. Mm-hmm. He had to cancel the fight because no one bought tickets. So I wonder, is that going to be like the same thing?
So many people don't like him right now that they would want to roast him, wouldn't they? Or they just don't. Right. I don't know. It could go either way. I think he'll have a few people.
Right. And guys, I'm also invited to this thing. And I don't have to pay for anything, so I'm excited. If I go, I have to see how work is, but I won't have to pay for anything, so that's great. But I have to also see how work goes if I can go, because I went to the Ace Fest. I live in like that New York area, so just went to the Ace Fest 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And then in October I'm going to Georgia, and in December I'm going to some countries. So yeah, my job is like. How many days are you going to take off?
Do you even still work here?
Right. But I'm like, listen, y'all, I've been working here for a minute and I have a bunch of hours, so I'm going to use them. Mm-hmm. but anyways.
So the roast of Def Noodles is happening it's going to happen amidst all of this, canceled Def Noodles is canceled party stuff.
Yes.
Oh, Danielle asked, how long will you be talking about this live streaming? Well, I don't think we're gonna do the whole thing.
Oh yeah. No. We're gonna kind of skip at some parts. Like skip. We're not gonna be just doing the whole thing because this is like almost 5 hours long. And like, you know that meme? Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah. And you already did the 6-hour Twitter space.
Oh yeah.
The other day.
The most hate I've ever received. And guys, people unsubbed from me. And I'm a small YouTuber, so that really hurts. But the problem is that when you see someone like, I can relate to someone who like no one understands what they're trying to say and where they're coming from. You know, the reason why I felt like I needed to be there for fucking 6 hours is because I felt like, you know, there was 1,200 people in there, and like, although a lot of them were just like, Dennis, you're this, Dennis, you're that. And then you had Adam McIntyre who came up there for like no reason just to screen record for his own goddamn channel. You know what I mean? Like, you had all these people, and I can relate to someone who's just being bombarded with so much hate. I can relate to someone, and I'm not saying that the people on the other end that they're necessarily wrong, but I related on that level. You know what I mean? And so
the dog pile ganging up.
Right. Like, I related to that in so many ways. And so that's why I felt like I needed to be there, because people were just like, who is this nobody? Get her off.
And it's like I said, like, even if you're a criminal, you still need someone in the room to not dogpile on. Like, you still need someone, not even to defend you, but you know, it depends, but you need someone not dogpiling on you. Like, if it's a mediator, whatever it is, it can't be. Yeah.
There were some people that legitimately, I'm like, why are you here? There was a fucking person who was running for senator for Kansas. I'm like, what the fuck are you? You know what I mean? Like, there were people there who didn't need to be there. His excuse was. His excuse was, you have so many numbers, and so you must have a great effect on something. And people were like, dude, if you're running for senator, you don't want to be in a chat with Keemstar
about like this type of stuff.
Right.
This is about you know, P-word accusations and jokes. Are P-word or jokes okay? Like, that whole discourse. You don't want a senator in there. I can't imagine Keemstar and like these other people in the same chat as a senator.
Well, Dennis had to kick him off because people were just coming in like, dude, what the fuck are you doing here? Like, he had to get booted. He had to be booted from speaking because the chat all of a sudden, or the Twitter space all of a sudden became about a senator. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyways.
Because he can't talk. He's the this guy is just gets on my last nerve.
Yeah, I've never really watched Nicholas Diorio.
This is a pretty long stream VOD, so feel free to use any of the timestamps or chapters in the description and jump to something you like, because chances are.
Oh my gosh, another ad.
Admit your current.
Sorry, guys, I did not.
That little voice saying you can save more is right.
Pay the bill, apparently. I had YouTube Premium a few days ago. So, Daniela says, I always want to stand up for the underdog too, but in this situation, I feel like it would be hard for me to stick up for Deaf Noodles. One other thing too is I met him last month as well at the Ace Fest, and he was just really nice. So, I don't know.
It'll pick up in a couple of minutes. The stream is a fucking mess. Tons of people are here, and I'm here for it. You should be too. New video coming soon.
So what else we got?
I know Nick Diorio said that he wanted to go on, or someone just sent me something saying he wanted to go on.
he can replace my spot. That's no problem.
Yeah, and then by the way, Adam McIntyre, he only did this for like his own entertainment, because as Adam is saying, he could replace me. Yeah. He's tweeting out on Twitter, someone replace me! I want to get out of here! That's what he's tweeting, when you can easily just leave a fucking group. You know what I mean? You could just leave. Like, he's so dramatic. Like, come on.
That's Adam. He could have just left? I've never
Yes, he could have just left.
He could have just left, but he wanted to be replaced? It's not like take a penny, leave a penny.
Right, because Deaf Noodles, Dennis still has to be, like, add your request, you know what I mean? So I thought it was stupid. I'm like, ugh.
I didn't watch his video. Daniela says, I can't stand Adam like at all. Yeah, I don't watch his videos, to be honest.
I can't stand Adam either. I purposely, like, I knew I knew he was going to record, so purposely in his video that he posted, there's me interrupting him saying, hey, like, what's your point? Like, what is your question? Because I knew this little weasel was going to post, like, you know what I mean? Like, so I just, and I know he's a little kid, but ever since that age 3 and getting mad over the Steamies Awards, really, bruh. Yeah.
That was me too. That was the same thing. That was when I kind of cut the cord. I think I agree with Daniela says, it's weird how I used to like Def and Adam, and now I can't stand either of them. Did they change or did I?
Here's the thing with Def Noodles, I feel like there's been so many, he's always been like the good guy, air quote, the good guy, so to speak, right? And he's never really, and maybe because he had that Twitter ban, excuse me. Sorry, I'm like drinking this drink and I didn't want to burp on the speaker, but he's always been essentially this good guy. And all these people just kept coming after him. I watched this for a year and he hasn't really said anything. He's just done his thing with the videos, but he has on YouTube, but he hasn't really come out and say anything. Now, all of a sudden, when he starts to have fun a little, say stuff, and mind you, I'm not defending a lot of, like, I think there could have been a better way to, you know, make fun of Papa Gut, but I feel like finally that he says something. You have people like Nick Diorio of all people, like, what the fuck? You have, like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? So I want to hear someone else other than those two. Like, oh, I told someone else this. Def needs to put those cat ears back on and get his butt back in that Minecraft house where I like. Here's the thing too. Like, I understood where he was coming from with that. You know, his throat was hurting him, and I felt like, you know, when you just want to change and grow and be someone else, you're tired of being the person who you don't want to be. Could you imagine if you imagine it this way, going to the job that you hate every single day when you know you can do something about it? Dennis knew he could do something about it, so he took the ears off. It was hurting his throat. He wanted to be himself because he had other bigger, you know what I mean? Like, I understand. I feel like I could just relate. You know, this isn't like Team Def Noodles. So I could just literally relate. You know, I could relate to like almost everything, and I just felt like I didn't really have anyone saying, okay, hey, I can understand where you're coming from, but it wasn't that. It was just like you and I guess it was a space for people to talk to him, but it was like, damn, you know, I don't know if I would ever do that, but for like a whole time Twitter space thing.
And I think like people were I think I told you this, people were confusing his need for creating a new space and a new vibe and a new podcast and all that. They were lumping their criticisms of that in with their criticisms of the joke, which I don't know, like I feel like you can, to an extent, they do overlap. I mean, maybe it's possible that he was burnt out and like all these other reasons because he's trying to do it's all related,
I straight up asked him. I should have asked him because I hate also, I shouldn't say hate, I dislike people who, not people, but I dislike the actions of people who, hey, you look burnt out. And yes, that's been the topic, but I hated how this person, and mind you, I love the person. She was telling it how it was. I think her name was Sage.
She's probably a fan.
She was telling it how it was. Yeah. Well, she's a Papa Gut fan, but excuse me. She was telling, and well, kind of Def Noodles fan, I guess, but she was telling how it was, and she was like, you look burnt out. You are burnt out. I'm like, you can't tell someone that they're burnt out. You know what I mean? You can't tell someone how they feel. You know what I mean? Like, and I just was like, hey, are you burnt out? You know what I mean? Like, I hate like these. It's good to talk about what we're doing right now, but I'm not going to make assumptions and assume like this dude is burnt out because who knows? He said that he has someone handling his Twitter during the day. Maybe that could be for his Instagram too. Like, no one is really asking, what help do you have? Because I've asked. So,
yeah. Oh, okay. Where are we in this?
Hello.
The beginning.
Okay,
me too.
What's up? Fine.
I feel like I should just quickly explain.
Like the
should
whole
I just?
Year.
I don't know if I should explain what happened before, because people are gonna start talking about it, or should I explain quickly what happened for the people that don't know?
Does everyone know? I think it's easier. Does everyone know like the gist of it a little bit? If we get a bunch of yeses, then
good call. So while we're waiting, so while we're waiting, so Def Noodles made a joke insinuating that Papa Gut looks like a pedo, and he put it on a t-shirt. But they have a long-standing beef, whatever. It's very nuanced. And then Def opened up his Twitter space for people to respond. He did make an apology for it, but his apology people didn't think was very genuine. Oh, good. I like all these yeses.
Yes. Okay, good.
And yeah, it kind of folds into the discourse of, is it okay to make pedo and SA jokes? Def seems to be on the side that, yeah, it was okay. I don't think he really said it. Did he end up saying it was like, did he say he regretted it at all? Because I know when he like apologized, he didn't really.
He was 50-50 with it, in my opinion.
50-50.
I felt because I felt like so many people were on him that it was.
Yeah.
I felt like it's hard for you to reflect, in my opinion. It's hard for a person to reflect on their actions when there's 1,200. In my opinion, I don't even think that was like the right space to do all that. Yeah. But I do feel like, yes, you have to defend. You're always you have 1,200 people. You have Emily Baker up in there, Jesse Smiles up in there. Who else?
Baker was in there.
Yeah, you had everybody. Everyone I knew on YouTube.
I mean, I love her, but that's interesting. Yeah,
you had so many people. I can't even. I'm telling you, every single person, I swear, in this niche, I saw listening on there, and I'm just like, I can understand why he's going to be so defensive, because now, including Papa Gut, now they were all just worried about the 1,200 people hearing their conversation, that it was so hard to just reflect, in my opinion, on what transpired.
Yeah. Oh, and Anne added, Papa Gut is a big advocate against SA, and a lot of his work pertains to that. Right. So it did. He did, Papa
but in
Gut.
the chat.
Yeah.
In the chat, here, I can understand where he's coming from, but also in the chat, this is what maybe this is just my own personal thing, but I did hear that he made fun of a sexual assault before, and he did apologize, right? Same thing with me. Light. Oh, you're fine. Not the same thing with me. I said about Gabby Hanna, but it's funny to see. This is really, when you think about it, the whole entire thing. It's funny to see people hold other people accountable and not hold the other person accountable. Do you feel me? Like, it's so easy for people to, well, I'm going to hold someone accountable for this. I'm going to hold someone accountable for this. Like, I mean, I'll get into it later on in this because I don't want to say the name just yet.
Okay. So let's have examples. We're good.
Yeah.
We're good. I might make a video on it explaining it, because, my mom or whoever's watching, they'll need to parse this.
Well, a huge, the quickest summary of it all, Def Noodles, supposedly to Papa Gut, Def Noodles started hating him once Ethan Klein kind of gave Papa Gut a shout out of some sort.
Right.
So according to Papa Gut, that's why Def Noodles started hating Ethan Klein. But in my opinion,
triggered a reaction in him, he said.
Not Ethan Klein, oh my gosh, not Ethan Klein, but Papa Gut, yes.
Yeah.
And then Dennis has been coming back with all of these playful, like, pedophilia stuff, like pedophile jokes, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Which is surprising. That was part of it. It was shocking to a lot of Def's fans, because he's made a turn towards like more progressive comedy if you think he's a comedian. So it was shocking that he would go that route. But in my opinion, I think too, it's because he's been watching Ethan call out so many predators. That and joke about them and joke about their appearance, and he's been watching Ethan, like, all of the podcasts to make his videos, to do his research. I think he's internalized a lot of what Ethan does, and Papa Gut called him on that, and I felt that, so I was like, yeah, it's true. He's like wants to be like of an iteration of Ethan Klein, which is fine. Like, that's fine to want to look up to someone, but Ethan does it in a certain way too, and usually he gets called out on it by like Dan or Hila. So Def didn't have anyone holding him accountable when he did it, which is why everyone was kind of shook. And so I think Def needs an Hila, is my opinion. Anyways, I'll shut up.
No, it's fine. Like, you're totally right. Everyone needs an Hila, right?
He needs a Dan or an Hila, which is why people are telling him, they're like, you're surrounded by yes people. And he was like, no, I'm not.
No, but sometimes, just like how Petty Page, mind you, she's in this too, but just how Petty Page claims that she talks with her friends behind closed doors, what makes her think that people don't do the same thing to Dennis? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
What makes her think that the people who even spoke didn't say, hey, dude, I'll be loyal, defend you, but look, what makes people think that didn't happen?
Yeah.
And two, inward, that's what I was saying, Anne. I was basically saying, like, Papa God, he holds himself accountable. I like to believe I hold myself accountable. There's some people there who still didn't like me from past things, even though they ignore the fact that I don't know what I've done everything. I gave all my money to freaking, but the whole Gabby Hanna situation, I gave my money to Rain. I've done everything I could. I've apologized to Gabby and Jesse. I've done everything. And those are really the only two people that really matter. And people still come for me with that. So,
which is weird because you defended Jesse. But I get how the whole thing went down.
Right. Yeah. All right.
Okay, well, good. We're kind of all caught up.
I know.
Lots of other videos on this, too.
I love how we're still the beginning.
So we've had, like, an issue. It's weird. I just kind of want
Hold on. So,
sure.
Understand, what issue do you think we have? Because I think you're kind of assuming.
Oh, wait, I'm still on screen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so dumb. I didn't switch it back. If you're still on screen, everyone was still on screen. I'm sorry.
Oh, we're good.
Okay,
now.
Here we go.
I honestly, I don't know you, so how can I form an opinion about you? Kind of weird.
Be uptight about it a lot, so I don't know.
So this is Def Noodles. He's talking to Nick Diorio, and Nick is just like, wait, you like me? Because, Dennis is saying, like, and mind you, I understand where Dennis is coming from, because once again, he's speaking to 1,200 people, and I do believe he knew, like, he was speaking to Nick Diorio, but it's funny how it's funny how you can hear people how they talk now as opposed to how they act behind their computer screens. Because Nick acts.
This is true.
It's true. Yeah, Nick's acts kind of nice here. You know what I mean? A little bit. I'm just like, oh, you've been like retweeting and tweeting this all fucking week, and that's nice. You know what I mean? So, nice conversation.
Hey, Captain Laser Eyes.
What leads you to
what?
Oh, I just said, hey, Captain Laser Eyes.
Oh,
they're cool.
Right. So that's how I feel like Nick obviously knew he knew who Nick was, but I think. In my opinion, I feel like Dennis is saying, yeah, you've been making fun of me, but like, I'm not mad. I'm only mad because you're making fun of me, but I don't have any problems with you. That's how I took it. So.
To that conclusion.
Probably like the 4 tweets about the Michelin Man that you didn't know it was like made out of tires, so you thought it was soft.
When you meme stuff, you according to your interpretation, you are doing it because you're tight with a person?
Yeah, I typically don't like a lot of the people I make videos on. That's why I say mean things to them online.
Same.
All right. Well, I guess we differ in that sense.
Sure. I guess I kind of just wanted to ask you if you're like, are you self-awareness? Do you kind of understand why people think you're a little crazy?
Look, I've been talking to people for, I don't even know how long this has been going, but, I'm listening.
I don't feel bad for you because a lot of these
whether or not
have been
people
insane.
crazy, like you mean like mental
Teams
institution
No,
crazy? You mean like
no, but people just think that you're
crazy,
like
like
rocker recently.
beat? Like how crazy? Like what do you mean?
I like just off your rocker recently, not like fucking put this guy in a cage.
Off
He's gonna
my
hurt somebody crazy.
Okay. What makes you think I'm off my rocker?
Because I feel like we've been looping for like the past year or so. I feel like the same critiques that I made in I don't know, like fucking December of 2020 was that, are like the same ones that you're hearing now. Like it's the same thing.
What do you think? Like, I mean, I pretty much outlined everything I did before you even made, I think, your videos. I don't remember specifically when you published them, but I remember end of 2019 was before a lot of people on commentary started making videos. I did an interview
with John,
right? Literally about the exact same things.
Oh, you're talking about the Vulture one, right?
This actually circles back to the point that was made hours ago, which is, to what extent do people want to accept what I do or place what they want it to be on it?
Okay, yeah, like, but Dennis, I watched. I'm the only one on the call who's listened to your Vulture interview. I'm the only one here who has. Okay. Have you ever seen my videos on you?
No, actually I haven't.
Okay, because I covered this in the second one. I have a quote from the guy that you talked to. I think his name is Jesse David Fox.
Yeah.
Okay.
So talk about it.
All right, so this is the quote that he said. It's not always clear which part is real and which part is a joke. And even what the joke even is sometimes, as much as he says it's just a character, I don't know if I always believe him. You know, he clearly gets something out of recording in this world. And even after talking to Dennis, my producers and I were unsure which parts were real and which parts. So you're saying that
Not only
this
that,
is the biggest comedy podcast, I heard you said earlier.
Literally fucking
even they don't understand.
Yeah.
So, I mean, at what point do you kind of go into these?
That's fair to say about Colbert too. People thought Colbert was 100% real when he was doing his shit.
Yeah, but there are people who also think Colbert is like funny.
You're getting right now. You're getting like a summary of what he said, and if you go through, he actually asked me that. He asked me. He said, "Are you serious? Are you not?"
Post-interview summary.
Exactly.
Oh, I think you're muted.
Sorry, I was muted. So they're talking about this interview that Dennis did at Vulture. Nick is right. I didn't watch this interview, so really no one really knows what the heck they're talking about here. So we're just like, yeah, you know what I mean? So it's okay if you don't really know fully because we all didn't.
He's just saying basically like Def doesn't know how to do satirical humor because you can't tell what the punchline actually is with his jokes sometimes, and yeah. I don't know. I think he's funny when he does more political stuff, but when it comes to just regular stand-up, sometimes I think he spends a lot of time working on videos and video content. Like that's what his 5,000 hours becoming a master is, you know. So when it comes to stand-up, I personally don't know if that's his craft anymore or if videos are. But I've noticed like he did a SpongeBob joke at the beginning of I don't know if it was his latest apology or the apology before that, where he's just standing there with the microphone and he opens with like a few jokes.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's real bad. He's just being honest, because I'm like I've watched Def since 2018, so like I like his you know the content and everything. But when people started saying he wasn't funny, I was like, oh my gosh. I think he's funny, but not in the stand-up context.
Like he's like video funny. Is that what you're saying? Like,
yeah, exactly.
Now I have to go see what his stand-up is to make like a conclusion for myself. But
I like what Daniela just said. Sometimes his jokes go on way too long, which exactly his last few videos, which have turned people off, where he's just standing there kind of rambling on, thinking that rambling and making no sense and then making sense again. And then he thinks that's funny. But I think it could be if you do it a certain way and keep, I don't know. Someone called him the Brendan Schaub, the new Brendan Schaub, which is like
who is that?
He's a comedian that I don't want to say nobody. He's a comedian that a lot of people don't think is funny, and he's roasted a lot online. I make a lot of videos about him because I personally I think how he operates isn't so good, but besides that, I don't think he's funny either. And people are saying that like Def is becoming the new Brendan Schaub, which is like people think he's becoming a lol cow like Brendan Schaub, but I don't know if he's in lol cow territory. I don't think.
I guess I can't speak for how funny he is because I haven't seen him at like open night, you know. I haven't seen him, so I don't know.
Yeah, sorry, my nose, I'm my allergies, but I just noticed that when he actually was doing stand-up for the first time on his new format, I was just like, oh man. But
I will say this. Yeah, I will say this. I watched his new format. I do miss the background that he had before. I do miss that. But I also I get what you mean. Like to me, it's not even that the jokes are too long. I just think you need to. Who else does this? In my opinion, Fat Sajak does this as well. I think the jokes, you need to just say them. We can think when it's video format, you need to just say them, and then cut and go on to the next clip. As soon as you say it normally, because we'll get the joke by watching. You know, you got to say, when we're doing it via video and you have people watching on the other side of the screen, I think with comedians or people who are trying to be funny, I think you just need to say it like your normal voice and then cut real quick and then go on to the next thing, and we could be laughing while you just cut on to the next thing. I think that's how that works.
And that's what he was doing more of that with the Minecraft cat situation. It was he was a bit funnier because he was just doing exactly what you're saying, and then at the end you had the palate cleanser of all the cute animal videos, you know. But in this new format, it's stand up, it's a podcast. Like, you don't really know exactly what's going on, and he's trying to find his way, which is fine. But at the same time, you know, I don't think the insults of like saying he's not when they're saying he's not funny and all that, like, it's like, okay, you can have your opinion, but this is still what he wants to do with his life. So I went to high school with someone who couldn't even sing, but they were still in the choir. And I if you enjoy doing something, just do it. Who cares if you're good at it or what? I don't think criticizing him for what he wants to do, like because he wants to start all this new stuff, is a good idea. I don't think it was really fair.
Right. Like, he's literally found a new studio. He, you know, has like a podcast, and he's trying to do his own thing, has projects with different YouTubers. And it's like, let him do his own thing. Let him do his own dream. And usually when dreams happen, you have to also find what works and what doesn't. This is a business. So literally a business. So he's going to find what works and what doesn't. And then he'll retry again. I mean, he didn't get to be definitely. Right. You know, he has like so many subscribers. So clearly he was doing something, and he'll get back on that path of what works. You know, he's going to find a happy medium. So, So I might skip some of this if he's just talking about Vulture, because whatever.
I think the next part was good.
Now, I mean, the full context of everything I explained isn't presented there, because otherwise you wouldn't listen to the podcast. But I explain it very clearly from A to Z, how I arrived at the concept of the channel, how it evolved, and what is real and what isn't. And that's fine. That was his conclusion. That seems to be the conclusion that a lot of people arrive at. That's totally fine. The intention is still the same. Now,
but it's not just a lot of people that arrive there, Dennis. Like, there are people who are like ontologically like they're like opposed to each other. If I'm agreeing with somebody on the H3H3 subreddit, Adam McIntyre and Cat 10 Bar, people who are completely different than me that I disagree with almost everything else they say, there's like a large sample size of people who have this issue with you.
What do you want me to do?
I want you to realize that you're the problem, not everyone else around you.
So when did I say that everybody else was a problem? I mean,
right. Like, but here's the thing. You know what people do? People they want to sound good. So I feel like they jump to the closest thing that will make, you know, people be like, oh, you know, Nick. And at the same time, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel, I think he could have been a little bit nicer, but knowing Nick, this is probably like the nicest he gets when he doesn't like someone. So, and mind you, I don't know him, but I'm just saying, as far as watching some of his content, I'm not really a huge fan of Nick, because when the whole Gabby situation happened, he went on to Mom's Basement. Thank God that podcast is over. But he went on to Mom's Basement, Keemstar's podcast, and started talking about it there. And that was my first like hate mob. Like, it was the first. I was like, oh my God. You know, it was like, you know, it was crazy, but you know, it was crazy. But that's why I'm really not the hugest fan, because he acts like he does nothing wrong. You know what I mean? When he criticizes people, he acts like, you know, his closet is all clean. So or kitchen, I don't know, whatever.
Then I'm the problem.
That's what fine. The hope on this stream is. It's like, oh, everyone just doesn't get my jokes. You've been doing the same bit since 2020. If the joke was that everybody else is stupid and I'm the funniest comedian that's ever lived, you know what? Fuck it, dude. Let's start a frenemies, and I'll hand you an award right now. I think we'd be great together, but I don't think that's true.
I never said I was the funniest comedian that's ever lived. All I did was say that I wanted to tell jokes every day, and that the news made it easy, because there's news happening all the time. So here's the thing.
And you talk about news, but real news.
I've explained what my intentions are. Like I said earlier, I created a Dilbert sketch. If people want a Dilbert comic strip, If people want to see it as Hemingway and expect it to be Hemingway, then that's on them. That's my problem for creating the Dilbert comic strip and only being talented enough to create a Dilbert comic strip. I wish I was Hemingway or F. Scott Fitzgerald, but I'm not. So this is what I'm giving people, and this is what it is. I mean, people are legitimately asking me to be something that I'm not. This is my authentic self, my ideas, and I don't know how else to be.
Do you think it's very possible that now he is showing his true self? You know what I mean? Do you think that maybe it's just possible that he's played the good guy for so long, and yes, taking off the cat costume and yada yada was just the first step, but this was really what it was supposed to be all along?
I think, you know, because I've been noticing the way that he's been mimicking Ethan a lot since Frenemies. Just
definitely.
I'm not saying he's not doing his own stuff. Like Def creates, he's a creator. He's a you know, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying he's copying Ethan, but I'm saying he's influenced by Ethan heavily. And I think the move towards these new formats is, yes, because of his training as a comedian and whatnot, but I think it is influenced because of Ethan.
I don't get why.
I think comparing Dilbert to a joke about someone being old enough to have sex because they're bleeding, you know, well, because that's comparing the joke that he made to a Dilbert comic strip, which he just did. He's like, I'm creating Dilbert comic strips. If you like it, that's fine. If you think it's stupid and dumb, but some people like Dilbert comic strips, even though others might find them not as like impressive. It's still my art. This is what you get. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it anyway. Cool. But don't compare Dilbert to a joke about, you know, you know what I mean? Like it just, and that's everyone's problem is like his lack of self-awareness, where it's like, he can't see that everyone just wants him to apologize. That's it. And that's, yeah, go ahead.
But I feel like reverse the script to Nick.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
If anyone want him to apologize, he's self-aware. He's just not going to do it. So
yeah, it's really rich. It's really rich coming from a lot of it. Coming from some of the people on the panel.
It is very rare that this dude apologizes for shit. So like, you know, make it make sense. Are we supposed to now think, Nick, that you're just not self-aware about every single thing on your channel, pretty much? So, I don't know. That's why
it's a lot.
I would have maybe just all these people talking Keem and Nick. I just felt like I need better examples. You know, I need better people to talk than these people. These people aren't in. And I'm sorry. Yes, I was rooting for Paige to be a mediator because I thought she would do a good job. But granted, she wouldn't be like, she would be a good mediator. But honestly, she's like her, I don't know, should I say kitchen isn't clean either? Whatever you want to call it. It isn't clean either. So it's like, you know,
it's tough because you have like Paige made the video about Def. She like basically everything exposing Def,
which was motivated by Nick Diorio, apparently.
Right. The problem is in her video. In her video, there's about 10 points that are wrong, and the only people that know that they're wrong are H3 fans that are like deep in the H3 lore. So if you go, I have some screenshots of my phone of someone who's commenting like, "This is why you're wrong," like blah blah, blah. And because I'm a H3 fan, and I was like, oh yeah, that's absolutely right. She is wrong about all those points because I've seen it with my own eyes. You know, I watched the shows where this stuff happened. So Paige doesn't always get it 100% right. Not that she needs to, but like, I think because she made that video and because Def criticized Rich Lux and like the drama commentary community has been primed to be against Def for a while because of the thing he said about Rich and just him going. He went after drama channels because they were I wish I wrote it down what the drama even was, but it was something to do with like they were pushing some I don't even remember. Do you know what I'm talking about? It was like a couple months ago.
Oh no, I just know the recent drama with Rich. I don't know, a few months ago because
I'll try and find it. But they were being primed to not like Def because of certain things he was saying about those commentary channels. So, and then when this happened, I feel like Paige was like, oh, here's a great opportunity to finally just like, you know, which I like. She makes great. I've unsubbed and subbed to Paige as many times as like I've, you know, brush my hair or turn the lights on and
I'm hurt. I'm hurt with Paige because I'm so hurt with her because she said that basically I'm not a YouTuber. She did. She was like, just because you have 6,000 subscribers, that does not make you a YouTuber. And I'm just like, why not? You know what I mean?
Say that really?
She says it in this. Like I have the clip where because she knows on this conversation, but you know what bigger YouTubers do, and they're like, I'm not gonna say her name. You know what I mean? So they do that thing where she called me a crawny or whatever the fuck she called me, but she goes, because Dennis was saying that he's a comedian. And I was like, well, right. So, and why can't we identify with whatever the fuck we want to identify as? Whatever career we want. So I identify, I'm at work and I tell people I'm a motherfucking YouTuber. People are like, oh my gosh, what's your channel? Why the fuck can I not identify as a fucking YouTuber? Like, what? I don't care. I may be getting 5,000 subscribers soon, but right now I'm at 6,000. And I'm happy with that.
I don't get it because she's gone through struggles in her life where she had to start a YouTube channel and then she did her makeup palette. Like she did sex work. Like she's done a lot of things where she wasn't the biggest and best at it. She had to dip her toes in and figure it out. And so I'm surprised.
Well, her example was, I sing, but I don't sit there and call myself a singer. Like, I'm just like,
I sing and I call myself a singer. So.
It just pissed me off. She was just trying to find something.
It's weird of her.
And the thing is, what pissed me off the most, she goes, I wish I would have moderated. And I'm like, maybe she wasn't there for the part where I said, I wish I would take it back now. But I said, Paige, and I still mean it though, honestly. Paige would be a great moderator, I said, where is she at? Because Dennis asked me to moderate. And I was like, So I was like, Nick, I hate you, but you moderate.
Get in there, Nick.
I was like, but because at some point Papa he cut me off and was like, shut up, basically, and paraphrasing. And and I was like, okay. And I was like, you're a moderator. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, but I wanted to moderate, but people were already sending me so many messages about how much they hated me, wanted to kill me. So forget it. For real, I've received, I want to kill you, I hate you, you're so fucking annoying. I've received all of that, so I was like,
disgusting.
But my whole point is that I sat there and was like, yeah, she should have, and this bitch still is like, you're not a YouTuber, fuck you. Anyways, let's get back
after Paige's Trisha video where she was like the only one defending Trisha during the like mysterious drama.
Yeah,
I did up to her, but I did recently go back because I do have that thing in my head where I think it was even Rich Lux who talks about it. He's like, you can cancel someone if you want, like inside, but come back, come back, check me out next year, see if I've grown. That's where I stand with Def right now, because from 2018 to now, I the way he is in his politics and just what he doesn't seem to be this person. So it's like I can't even accept it yet that he like did that and then didn't really properly apologize for it. So I'm I think a lot of us are just in limbo where like we don't want to unsubscribe and we're just waiting to see what happens next. Like I'm just waiting to see. But yeah, if I do unsubscribe from him, I would still go check him out because I spent from 2018 to 2022, so it's not like
I understand.
Cancel him all, like it's not like that for me. I don't see things in binaries like that because I do want Def to grow, because if he's if he wants to be a YouTuber, like we should want the best for everyone on the platform and educate them. But the problem is that he's being tough to educate right now on this. And that's why everyone's pissed, because a lot of people are rooting for him.
Right. Like I'm rooting. And I think obviously I'm biased. I'm not objective. That was another reason why I didn't want to moderate, because after Papa, whatever, he cut me off. I was like, like, I don't know. He was just like, no one talking. And I was defending him. I was like, literally, I was like, geesh. I'm like, I'm defending you. Like, but he was too quick to think that I was fucking defending Dennis. Like, shut the fuck. Like, you know what I mean? And then people were just like, I'm so glad.
They kept talking over each other. And then it's
Right. I'm
like, okay, so get a moderator. And then Papa's like,
Right.
no, like these people shouldn't be here. It should just be between me and Dennis. It's like, okay, then go put it between you and Dennis then.
Right.
But
You
I get it. He
came
was stuck
on
in the
there.
situation. I kind of get. He just popped in and
I get
he was
it, but he
pulled.
should have at least trusted. Like moderators are going to, and granted, the moderator that I get why he didn't. I get why he didn't because I love the moderator that was moderating. I loved her after Nick quit. I loved her,
Yeah.
but the problem was the moment she mentioned that Dennis did A, B, and C for me privately. All of a sudden, it made her biased. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel bad about that because I really I liked her a lot. She was super sweet, super nice.
Mhm.
I've actually followed her. But that was the thing, and I was like, "Oh, that's like the worst thing you could say," So, but
Yeah.
so all right. Oh, Aiden
Freaking
Blossom, I
deaf.
freaking love the way you use your voice. Make me happy. I'm so glad you're on this platform. Thank you. That's so nice. Thank you.
Hey,
Yes.
Claudia.
Hi, Claudia. Welcome.
The notating was. What's that? What does that mean?
I don't know.
Well, glad you're here anyway.
All right. Let's finish.
He's something else.
All right. Well, we're not going to agree on this one. Want to move on to the next point?
Hold on one second. Here's the thing. He does or what he says, you can block him, mute him, don't watch him, and then stop complaining about it.
Preach. Yeah, that's fantastic. All right,
Yes,
can we
I
move on to
know.
the next point?
Sometimes he says things that are way too inflammatory. Like that still reaches
I don't
out
care if things
after
are
the block.
inflammatory. I don't agree with everyone who got on the stream tonight and said that your joke was too mean. I don't think that you can condemn him for calling Papa Gut somebody who looks like a pedophile just based off of that one comment. I totally disagree with the allegedly Angelo guy. I think that he sounds the way that Deaf Noodles thinks Papa Gut looks. So I'm not condemning Dennis for that. I'm not condemning Dennis for any edgy jokes. My problem with Dennis is that the joke, quote unquote, that he made isn't just, oh, Papa Gut looks like a pedophile. It's, I'll read to you. Motherfucker got famous on TikTok for, quote unquote, joking about fucking 14-year-old girls. Then he got ended that.
Did he though?
About him.
So
the
here,
implication
is
of your
that how he
comment
got
is
famous?
that he
but
was serious and
go over
wanted to fuck children.
So here's the thing.
And then back the FBI.
We did this before, but I'm happy to walk through it again.
Sure.
So, is fucking children funny to you?
Could be in certain circumstances of a joke. Absolutely.
Okay, so talking about a grown man from the point of view of a grown man, fucking a 14-year-old child is objectively funny to you. That's
Depends on
objectively
the
funny.
context of the joke. Absolutely.
So tell me a context. So tell me a context where it would be funny.
I think that it's funny that you made a joke about Papa Gut fucking children because it makes you look like an idiot.
Okay, so here's the thing. First off, I didn't say he fucks children. I said
No, you
he
said
looks.
that he was quote unquote joking. The implication is
however,
that he wasn't joking when he made a comment about fucking a 14-year-old girl.
So his joke, we're talking about the quote unquote joke part, which is what you brought out.
Yes, that's
You're clearly not getting it, dude.
His
Yeah,
joke,
Jeff is playing
his joke
semantics
was,
here.
if she bleeds, she breeds. Shout out to Andres Lopez for the life or some shit like that.
And your implication is that he wasn't joking about that he actually wants to fuck children if they bleed.
Okay, so essentially the joke is, thank you for teaching me that I should fuck children, Andres Lopez. So now my question to you is, objectively, is fucking children funny to you?
Content warning, by the way. I forgot
I
this
don't
part
think
was in
Papa
here.
Gut's a fucking comedian. But my point is, you're saying that statement that you're
Change
describing
it.
to me.
Is it objectively funny to fuck children?
Wait, I'm so
a
confused.
14-year-old girl
What
for
does
a
it matter
guy?
if the joke is funny? Is your
No.
ethics on
I'm
you
just
can make
asking.
it whether the joke is funny or not?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand. To you, is it objectively funny to fuck for a grown man? Imagine Papa Gut to fuck a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah, during this moment, I was just like, can we
Stop saying F kids?
Yeah. And I get Dennis's angle. He wanted basically Nick to be like, yes, he wanted Nick to say this exact sentence. Yes, I think it's funny to blank, 14-year-old girls. So he wanted Nick to say that, so that could be the perfect, and Nick didn't say it. So I think that's what he wanted to get out of it. once again, I feel for Dennis only because, once again, there's so many people in here, not one person, even Vangelina, who claims, she wasn't on either side, not one person was just like, hey, I get, like, your angle, where you were coming from, but maybe you should apologize for A, B, and C. Not one person was doing that, so.
It's interesting too, because he opened up his Twitter space for what, 6 hours. If he had have just like done a genuine apology for 20 minutes, he could have been out there and playing with his dogs and just.
I think the point, yeah.
Oh no, go ahead.
No, I think the point of this was to engage with people who were upset with him.
For sure.
So I think that's really what it was.
That's a good point.
But
Girl, is it objectively funny?
No, I don't like going to sleep at night thinking of Papa Gut having sex with a child. Is that your thing?
So that's why I put it in quotes, because I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's a joke to say that.
So why didn't you put fucking a 14-year-old girl in quotes? Why did you put joking quotes? Because the obvious implication is that he wasn't being serious when he said he was joking. You're calling him out for joking.
Saying that somebody looks like a pedophile is it's called a.
I don't care about the looks like a pedophile part. I think that joke's fine. I care about you with the implication that Papa actually wanted to fuck kids.
You're literally talking in circles, dude.
Yeah, because you answered the question. That's the fucking circle.
I think to a point where he said he doesn't think it's funny. Now, so I'm trying to understand what we're going.
The difference between making a pedo joke that's personal and then one that's just like about nobody. Like it's just
you would laugh at every single joke
a character.
Somebody told it from the point of view of a grown man fucking a 14-year-old girl. If it's a different one.
So to be clear, everyone was like arguing. So like, what was I gonna say? But I just felt like, in general, I felt like, you know what I mean? Like I knew like where to stay in my lane because this wasn't about me, And so you were like, I'm so mad at you, but I could be about me. That wasn't about me, So, but I just felt like, can we all agree that it's not okay to make an implication that someone is adding 14-year-old girls? Can we all agree that should never be a joke? Can we all agree that, yes, even if it was a joke, it was a very tasteless, disgusting joke.
And
it was
unnecessary. And because Papa Gut on his channel has content about using SA and R wording and like pedo stuff as joke content in comedy. Mm-hmm. And I've watched some of those. So it's like, and I mean, I study some of that. So for me, I think everyone was shocked that Def did that, was part of the thing. And that's why people are saying like, oh, you're unhinged, you need a break, blah, blah, blah. Because for him to come out and do that, it was just, but again, like, I think it's because he's been watching Ethan and Ethan has been, bringing up Predator stuff and then he'll insult them, while he's doing it. And I think Def doesn't understand that, like, there's a context for things. You don't just randomly put shit on the internet out of nowhere, accusing someone of, those things. If it's in a show and it organically comes up or whatever, like there's different ways of doing things, but the random Twitter posts, I think, were what were jarring for people because it goes against his supposed politics, his progressive politics to make jokes like that. And part of why I followed him was because I didn't think he was like that, So it's like everyone's kind of just like, what? Like, where did that come from?
Like, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I was messaging you something in the private comments, and so that's why I completely no, but it's sorry. But that's Purge. Okay, that's Anne. Next time I will. I have been subbed to. I just joined. I think the moderating was getting in. So Claudia says, I think the moderating was getting in the way of Papa Gut's momentum. Dennis already does a lot of deflecting, and I don't think mods were helping. Here's the thing, though. Papa Gut wasn't helping either. Like, and I say this as far as, like, I say this as he was just talking so much over Dennis. And yes, there was even one moment where I was like, Dennis, let Papa Gut finish. But he was like talking over him nonstop. He wouldn't even let Nick DiOrio left because of that, in my opinion, because he tried to be like, "Hey, Papa God, please let Dennis talk." And he's like, "No, you say." Like, dude, he thinks he's someone's papa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he's not my papa. Like, please, like,
But
you
then
can't.
when I went and watched, I think it's in this stream, like way later, I think they talk about how it was the opposite, where Dennis was talking over Papa God. So I think like each perceives each other that the other was talking over the
Nick
other.
DiOrio, who hates Dennis, said that he was talking over him too much.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But that doesn't mean he's right, whatever. I don't know, maybe I'm biased again. I don't know. But I just truly felt like there were moments where, like, let him fucking talk. He couldn't even talk.
Yeah.
Yes, was Dennis possibly maybe deflecting the whole time? Sure, maybe. But I felt like when Papa Gut came on, he would ask a question and then wouldn't even let Dennis speak, in my opinion. So
yeah.
So yes, I did see the first Def Papa discussion. Yeah, that wasn't Dennis's best.
I haven't seen that. I needed to do my research on that, and I dropped the ball on that. What was the deal with that?
It's fine. It was just a lot of accusations, and he couldn't. I'm gonna put it this way:
the incel stuff.
Like, I will say this: as a Def Noodles watcher, I was kind of putting my head the whole time down. Like, I felt he's not a debater, and I'll leave it at that. Papa Go was right with that whole thing.
Yeah.
It wasn't my hugest Def Noodles moment.
That's why I was interested.
It wasn't. I was like, so yeah. There's a lot of info going around fast. Did you see? Yeah. So things. Oh, sorry, you're not talking to me.
Well, he's like, it's okay. Def is like stuck because maybe he's not the strongest stand-up yet. So but also he's trying to do like more political stuff because he was reporting on the news and politics, and now he's trying to have people on to debate, because that's a popular thing. But yeah, I agree with Papa Gut too. I think the way he framed the debate, though I didn't watch the debate, was that Def kind of just let the other person walk all over him and stuff. And to be honest, I noticed during when Ethan had Def on to host the Streamies, or no, not Streamies.
Streamies, yeah.
Is that what? Okay, yeah. You know what I mean, the award show.
Yeah.
Def didn't say hardly anything. He was quiet and he didn't make any jokes. And I made a mental note that day. I was like, oh, like I thought he was a comedian. And then I heard, I think it's this stream, they were talking about how like what did they say? They said something like what I was thinking, like that he didn't really do anything. And like, I'm not saying that he's not funny, because there's times but in general, it's almost like it might be a case of like he's trying to do too many things and people are just confused.
I don't think that's what it is. I think that I feel like when you're a comedian, in my opinion, there's some comedians, in my opinion, who is all day long just funny, even when they're not trying to be. They're just funny.
Theo Vaughn.
And there's other comedians where it's like acting in a way, you know what I mean? But not I'm not trying to offend Dennis. I'm just saying, like, there's some comedians where they're chill, but once it's showtime, then it's showtime. And I just felt like, because I know, like, Udoka had mentioned that she made a comment while I was driving back from LA that he seemed pretty shy. So she had made that comment, and then immediately, but for some reason, I was like, hey, don't like say that on live. And I felt like, why did I feel that I had to tell her, hey? Because I felt like she was about to say, Daphne Noodles is actually really shy. I just was like, hey, let's just not. It's just like, and she could have a hard time understanding why I didn't want to. So there was some like, thing. I don't know. I just felt like because people saw him that way, I didn't want her to be like, he's shy. But here I am saying it because I'm trying to make a point that I feel like he has showtime mode. And for some reason, I don't know. That, in my opinion.
That could be. Yeah. Which is fine. Fine. But
I think.
Oh, no, you go ahead.
You go ahead.
No, I don't have anything.
No, I was just saying, I don't even know what I was gonna say. Oh, Danielle says, I think Dennis wants to be a comedian, and while I hope it works out for him, he's not quite worthy of the title comedian yet. Well, I don't know. I just feel like what you do, obviously, like if you're going to med school, you can't say you're a doctor yet, obviously, right? But there are things where it's kind of like out to where like acting, like, you know, those actors, how do people feel when they first got their gig on Grey's Anatomy or I don't know, Friends, and while they were still serving, you know what I mean, full-time serving? Did they sit there and call themselves a server, or did they sit there and call themselves an actor? Because a lot of people in LA, when they're doing that shit, they call themselves an actor, but I do serving on the side. You know what I mean? I just don't think it's right. And obviously I'm biased too, because I'm like, at work, I call myself a YouTuber. That's what I call myself. You know, am I 100,000 subscribers, 50,000? No, I'm absolutely not. I'm not even 10,000 subscribers.
What were you last year at this time?
I don't remember.
Because you blew up in like a year.
Well, that was my blow up
stuff.
Well, I never really people keep saying, but I always thought it was like I kept doing long docs. And then I felt like I was respected when I was doing those long docs because I know a lot about filming and editing, so I know how to do the stuff. And I just felt like I felt like when I started, I was trying to show people all I can do, but then I got burnt out real quickly. I haven't done a long doc since. Like, my favorite docs are like David Dobrik, Anna Campbell, Creepshow Art, Gabby Hanna, Trisha Paytas. Like, all of those docs, like, I worked so many hours on, and those are the only videos that I truly respect out of all my channel. So I've been trying to like, I just feel like I've been slacking because people followed me when I was creating long docs. I felt like, so I'm almost thinking of Petty Page. She didn't make me, but she made me. I don't feel like I'm able to proudly say I'm a YouTuber, because I'm not happy that I'm not making long docs. You know what I mean? So I feel like I have to like, I don't know, like take a break so I can make my long docs. You know, that's all I want to do, you know, but I feel I'm kind of like scared because I'll be off the YouTube algorithm, you know, because that's going to take a long time.
Dude, that's the point. Yeah, the longer you take off the like I didn't post for a month. I am not in the algorithm at all. Because I did some it's not, but yeah, so the longer you take off to do long form docs, then you get out of the algorithm. So it's almost better to just upload consistently every day something smaller, but then
I don't know. Yeah, I'm more fulfilled when I create like a long doc. And my year one, I was making videos. I have 252 videos on my channel, and I've just like hit a year of like was it May? I hit a year on my channel. It's April or May. I hit a year on my channel. And so all of that was 250 something videos in 1 year, some shit like that, because I took a break because I was burned out. But I feel like now I would just want to do long docs and call it a day, because I want to show people what the fuck, like I want to show people like I can really edit, you know, because I can.
And you can, absolutely.
I can really like go into Adobe After Effects and do some things, and like, you know, that's what I want to do. So
dude, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Hi Ivy. Oh, I just want to read Ivy's comment. I don't know if you read it or not. If Dennis
No, I haven't.
Okay. If Dennis had said I want to apologize, or if he said I don't want to apologize, saying one of those two would have been respectable. But the fact that he said neither for 6 hours was awful. Right. And that's why Blossom interjected during the Twitter space and said, what was it you said?
I was like, Papa goes, I gotta go to the bathroom. And
yeah,
I'm
Papa
like,
goes to the bathroom.
Just apologize. Just apologize. And I'm like, please.
I think I made a timestamp of
Oh really?
Okay, so it's like an hour and 7 minutes in Blossom said that Def needs to be more clear that he's apologizing. Because again, it's exactly what Ivy's saying, is like people are getting frustrated, and the lack of self-awareness that he needed to apologize. Okay, so it's like, Def, if you're not going to apologize then, and you're going to double down, then just say that. Otherwise, what are you doing here? But it's almost like I don't know. But again, you were saying that he opened the space with a different intention to interact with people. So in his mind, the goal was different, whereas in everyone else's mind, they wanted him to apologize. That was their goal.
Right. And like, once again, thank you for reading that from what I said, because people, one, didn't stay for 6 hours, so they saw what they saw.
I made
but
sure
I literally thanks, but I was just like I did say, in fact, hey, please apologize, because he goes, but I did, and I go something along the lines of, but it's not clear because we keep going around in circles, so please apologize. I was saying all I could do before that dude came back from the bathroom. You know, so
because he came back from the bathroom, he could just came back and he just left because he wasn't getting what he wanted. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I felt like I did my somewhat, because people were like, yeah, I'm so disappointed in you. I unsubbed. I'm like, well, did you fucking stay till the end? Because I sure was like saying,
because you were frustrated too, right? Because you're like, you're sitting there and you're just like, I know how this could be resolved so fast, but you're not.
Yeah, for 6 hours, guys. 6 hours. I started this at work. Then I was driving home. Then I went home, showered while this was going on. Realized, oh shit, I don't want to make any dinner. Let me go order some dinner from a restaurant. I went to Red Lobster. I picked up my food. I went back home. I ate. Had Big Bang Theory on mute. I was listening still. To, you know what I mean? And then I went to bed, brushed my teeth, and by then, when I was in the bed, I was like, Papa said he had to go to the bathroom. I'm like, please just apologize. You know, so I did all of that, and by the time I went to bed, my time, it was like 11 something p.m. I was like, wow. And so it was crazy. What does fence sitting mean, Ivy? I don't know what that means.
I think I know what it means, but I want Ivy to explain what they think it means. I don't want to talk for them, just in case.
Man, I wish I had been there. Yeah, it was, and I once again felt for Dennis. It was very clear that I was obviously, like, I know how it feels for people just to hate you. You know, I know how it feels for people to just attack you and all that. I get it. So, yeah. But anyways. Whoops.
If it's like written differently, you would objectively find one that's actually funny of a
whether Papa got
Papa got
like, what is your point, Nick? What is your point?
My point is, he accused Papa God of being a pedophile because he was mad that Papa God was making videos on him. It's pretty fucking obvious.
How is that an accusation when you yourself said you don't think it's a joke for him to say that he's fucking a 14-year-old girl?
What are you talking about? You're putting parentheses around joking. The obvious implication that everyone is drawing is that you're saying
how is it an accusation
about
when you said it yourself?
And when people are saying this to you multiple days in a row, you've yet to correct a single person on it. So, I mean, like, I'm not the only person who came to this conclusion.
So wait, you came to the conclusion that he was fucking girls?
No, I came to the conclusion that you're saying he wasn't actually joking and he actually wanted to fuck girls.
Guys, stop saying F girl.
Where am I tweeting to say that?
Motherfucker got famous on TikTok for quote-unquote joking about fucking 14-year-old girls. The part that you quoted
is this is why YouTube won't, like, limited. This is why it's, like, really, like, age restricted.
Okay, absolutely.
They keep saying that.
They're talking over each other because there's a difference. Def wants... Okay, so I took logic in philosophy. I have one of my degrees is in philosophy, critical thinking, whatever. Okay. There's something called formal logic in philosophy. So you take people's words and you break them down into arguments. Def's argument is that these people think, he's trying to set it up, frame it that, like, these people admitted that they think jokes about this type of stuff can be funny. Therefore, they should think that the joke that he made was funny. The difference is, and why they're talking over each other, is that there's a difference between personalizing it and having a depersonalized joke. If you do think that those types of jokes are funny, sure, maybe. I don't necessarily, but if you're going to do it interpersonally. Or do it not personally. Sorry, I'm dyslexic.
Oh, it's fine.
So, but don't make it personal. And that's why everyone's frustrated, because Def thinks he's right by this argument that he's setting up. And that's why he was so persistent trying to make that earlier. Because he's like, if you guys think these jokes are funny, then you should think my joke is funny, but you're not reading it as a joke. And they're saying, yeah, because we don't even think you're a comedian in the first place. And also you personalized it. You didn't just make a random joke about this. You personalized it and attacked someone. And that's the problem. And Def is just so stuck in his logic. Like his way of thinking. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm saying I think he wouldn't have been stuck in his logic if they wouldn't have made fun of the fact that he calls himself a comedian. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like I felt
it makes
like
them defensive.
right. They couldn't just, and I get it because these people are upset, they're angry, but it just made it worse because I understood like people are like, oh, she's dumb, she's retarded. That's what they call me, and I'm like, but I understand what's going on. Like, you guys, he's too busy like trying to also defend the fact that no, I am a comedian. I've done stand up here. I've done this. It's like, y'all, like, get to the point of you want to get to. You know what I mean? Like, if you are upset about this, it just works easier in conversations, in relationships, if you do tell people why you're upset. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it just. And sometimes you split. Sometimes it doesn't work out. You know what I mean? But it's like. I just had to mention that.
This definitely didn't work out for Def.
No,
This
so,
definitely didn't work out. Oh my god!
I'm not laughing at Def Noodles. I'm thinking about because I did a podcast with Udoka, and so I'm thinking about that 5% and how it didn't work out. So yeah, but anyways,
have you told people about or?
Well, she put up a community post. I haven't talked about it because we didn't even have 1,000 subscribers. Even though I loved everyone who subscribed to us and supported us, I just felt like my channel didn't really watch. So, I felt like we were just bringing in new people from people who just came to watch that 5%. Because I know like there was just a few people from my channel, but they saw Udoka's community post for the most part. So.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen any of that yet.
The community post, the post I asked her to not make.
I'll look at it later.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I explained my logic behind it, and you supported it.
Oh, were you looking at the post now?
No, I was just looking at the comments, but we can keep watching. I'll read those later.
Saying that you don't think it's a joke.
Yeah,
so
I
what's
think
your
that.
point?
Wait, I said I don't think it's funny. I didn't say I don't think it's a joke.
Okay, so I guess we kind of agree. We kind of have somewhat of an agreement.
Subjectively.
Hey, I'm gonna give me another drink, so I'm gonna play this. I'm just gonna go to the fridge real quick because I know.
Really bad. Like, I know that you fucked up multiple pedophiles.
You don't sound like you know what you're talking about.
Okay, thank you very much. But can we get the peanut gallery to stop? So. I don't understand how you're also categorizing.
Can you guys hear me?
Not like a spite-driven move.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
So you were complaining previously on this stream.
Can people hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes. Can you still hear me right now? Or?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Can you still? I'm just testing my microphone. Hear me still? Good.
Yeah.
Can you still, okay. Loud and clear.
It works great.
Cool. Okay. So. What's happening in here? What are we doing? Like what's up?
We're talking about the tweet.
Yeah. Well, I don't. Is that where you want to start, or maybe the two of us should start like fresh here? Like, where do you want to start here?
I don't know. You just dropped in. What do you want to talk about?
So, what do I want to talk about, Beth? Probably that you've been. Once again, trying to slander me on social media as a way to silence me rather than engage intelligently in what we've been talking about.
Okay, so first off, let's break that down. How have I slandered you?
By heavily insinuating that I'm a pedophile.
How is that insinuation made?
Constantly, through constant harassing tweets insinuating that I look like a pedophile. That quote tweeting, like what were you saying, that you think I got famous on TikTok for quote unquote making jokes about children, saying
so
I'm not done talking. So talking about how you're going to go live on the street, prime people, asking them in from a pedophile, and then of course you're going to edit it up so that you're only going to cherry pick the people who say, "Oh, sure," and then make a slanderous video about me. You've been obsessed with me for no reason other than I can assume is that you saw that Ethan Klein said something nice about me, and you've been on a meltdown since that's like your guy.
Okay. So, do you guys think it was okay to ask people on the street if you look like a pedophile? Now, obviously, that's not okay at all, but I just don't know anyone who would think like that. But this reminds me of a video, and mind you guys, like, I'm only laughing only because this was the stupidest video ever. And plus, if it makes you feel any better, Keemstar called me a fat bitch, so it's fine. But there's this video that reminded me of this guy.
Get out the war horn, man.
There's this video who they're making fun of Nick Diorio, and the video goes, they show Nick Diorio around. I think it's him. I think this is the video where they show Nick Diorio around, and they're like, "Is this guy fat to you? Is this guy fat to you?" Like it reminds me of that video. It reminds me because I think it was Nick Diorio, but it reminded me of. And honestly, I get how Dennis thought that would be funny to go out. Like, I could only imagine going out in New York in these New York streets and just be like, "Hey, does this guy look like a pedophile to you?" But the problem with that is you're now who wants pedophile associated with their name? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, who wants that? So and I feel like Dennis kind of lacked that not sympathy, but lacked the understanding of that. Like, who would want that? Like, we get it's a joke, but who would want that? And I'm uncertain if they talk about the FBI thing here, but let's just talk about it now.
Yeah.
Because this is a 5-hour video, so we have zero intentions on actually watching this whole thing. But so here's the thing. So Steven is a guy that's on Deaf Noodles. I'm just gonna call him Dennis on Dennis' podcast.
Yeah, Dennis Deaf Noodles.
And so Steven popped in, and his response was like, the FBI, mind you, he's a comedian too, and he's funny in my opinion. I think Steven's very funny. And Steven goes, the FBI, them having a Twitter is a joke within itself. Like, so I get like how his mindset would work to where this is a joke. I get that because I see his personality. I get it. But in the YouTube sphere of things, I don't think it's okay to tag the FBI saying, you know what I mean? Trying to get them to get Papa Gut.
So I said it was like a fake or was it a fake FBI tag?
No,
like,
it was no, it was the real FBI. So that I know, because why would Dennis sit there and defend that if it wasn't the real FBI? So he tagged the FBI in it. But my thing with that is, I understand how it was a joke. I very clearly understand how that was a joke. But I also, looking at how that could affect, anytime you associate pedophile with a person, like, just answer this. Would any of you guys out here on these streets type in Google, want to be associated with pedophile? Okay? I don't think anyone would want to be associated with that. So I can understand why he was mad. I just wish the conversation would have went more like, I understand how that affected you, but I just felt like there was no understanding of the other person. You know what I mean? Like, I just felt like there was a disconnect there. I just felt like, but then again, I understood, guys, why he was being defensive, because the people were making fun of him of being a comedian. You know what I mean?
Defensive as heck.
Yes, I get it. I just got it. You know what I mean?
I think the stress, the transient stress and anxiety of being tagged with the like, I don't know Papa Gut. I don't know, obviously, like, what his background is, whatever, but there is, as someone who struggles a lot with like anxiety and things like that, just someone tagging that, even if it's a joke or however they want, it's not okay, because that can, especially when and Papa Gut was trying to explain, like, this stuff does stress him out because he talks about it. It's heavy. I mean, my work is in predator research, predator psychology. It's very heavy. So when it's hard to go from that world to the world of like joking about it, which is, I think, why Papa Gut has started to make more content on like R-word joke debates and like stuff like that.
Right.
I haven't watched all those videos, but I'm going to look into it, obviously. But yeah, I just, the tagging the FBI thing was probably the final straw for a lot of people. But it's just so strange, because what did Def, like, what was the end game there? Like, why was it funny? Like,
he was just trying to be funny. I was seeing it all, and I felt like he was just trying to be funny, because then you had Nick Diorio retweeting him and calling him dumb and like just making fun of the situation, how Deaf Noodles is just dumb. But I know, but he was like getting so many retweets, and the last time I could recall, I don't really remember Dennis defending people, like, not defending people, defending himself. I never really, he used to just, and now it could be because he was banned on YouTube, not YouTube, on Twitter for almost a year. Maybe that's it. But I just never,
He didn't, because the only time he did was his first video against Kavos. Or I can't pronounce his name, but he randomly came after him very early on, and I remember it was back in like 2018. And I messaged Dennis in the comments. He was smaller than like his channel, and I was like, man, I don't even understand this. Like, I don't understand. So I think ever since then that he was very genuine in that video, and he's like, I have no idea why Kavos came after me. I don't understand what he's talking about. Like, he's very genuine. So it's weird. He never acknowledges when people, ever since that moment, I feel like he didn't acknowledge like exactly what you're talking about, like
he never have. And I think part of me thinks the reason why people think he's crazy is because he's always been the air quote good guy. He's always been. And now, like, the gloves are on. Is it gloves on or gloves off? Gloves on, I think. Off. Okay, now that the gloves are off, then it's more. Sorry.
I don't know why I did that.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm hyperactive. That's why.
No, it's fine. It's good. It's fine. I'm gonna stop using analogies or whatever the fuck they're called now because I just mess them up. But now that the gloves are off, maybe he was shocked at how surprised that he went. Maybe he is self-aware, but maybe also feels like he needs to defend himself, which honestly, I don't blame him because of all the other mean stuff that came along with people's concerns. So that's why I that's, you know what I mean? Like, I understood it, and I'm just like, Team Deaf Noodles on this, I guess. Like, I understood it. And people took that as attention seeker, clout chaser, retarded. They've visibly called me this. I'm gonna kill you. What else did they say? Oh, I'm gonna give her some lube. Some more of that dick riding that she's doing. I can go on and freaking on. I told you, this is the most hate I have ever received. I'm like, whoa. So, with that being said, I feel fine. I wouldn't regret anything or change anything other than just me kind of, I wish I just would have said, what do you apologize for? I was trying to get there, but it was like, taking too long. Wait, Ivy said, if you tell the FBI I'm looks like a human trafficker, I have to look into it. It's to think the FBI ignores any reports. Yeah, no, I get
stressful, right? Yeah.
Yeah, like I totally get, like I said, like I totally get, and that's another thing. I feel like when I say this to people, I get both sides. They think I agree with both sides. What I'm saying is that I get where Dennis and Steven, like, thinking it was funny. I get where he was coming from, but I also get, like, would never want that to happen to me. So I get it. I get it.
It should just be a non-starter. Like, it's just you don't do it. And the fact that he did it and just won't apologize for it is just, well,
yeah.
That's why we're all talking about it, right?
Yeah, I get it,
The puzzle.
Okay, at least Nick Diorio, he kind of sums it up. Why is this taking forever? I will hear a little bit. I guess Papa Guts part is like the most important, I guess, right?
Yeah.
So we should hear that part.
I don't know why.
What the hell are you talking about?
You're the one who re-engaged this entire thing because somebody said Papa Gut owns you.
Hold up.
And you decided to come out here saying that you created my entire career, despite the fact that I blew up on TikTok. Hold on, let's talk through my own efforts, and now it's spiraled out of control to a point where you're mocking me getting emotional for expressing a situation.
Oh, one thing I wanted to mention, that there was one speaker who said that I didn't like, I will say, I did not like the t-shirts only because I did think the t-shirts went a little bit far, but Dennis did good by, taking the t-shirts off, okay?
He took the t-shirts down, yeah.
Right. So, but I did think that went a little bit too far because then that kind of went into, the speaker said something along the lines of, now you're also illustrating that men can't cry. You know what I mean? Like, you're illustrating that only women can. Because I think the speaker said maybe Dennis said that he looked like a bitch or something, and that just, it's sexist. So I definitely get where that speaker was saying, but Dennis took the shirts down, so.
I watched Dennis was talking about it on the podcast, his recent podcast. He said that they missed the joke. The joke of the t-shirts apparently wasn't about the allegations. It was about that it's funny for a guy to be crying. Like
that's even worse.
What's that?
Isn't that even worse though? That's sexist.
Yeah, that's what. Remember, I messaged you about. I was like, oh, his co-host said something that I didn't like. That's what it was. He said, he's like, well, I don't. It's basically summarized very crudely. He said, like, I don't know why everyone's mad because the joke of the T-shirts, because it's just a man. It's just Papa Gut's face crying. It has nothing to do with what that joke was. It's funny because he was crying like a little bitch. I don't know if he said that, but he said.
But that's what the girl, she was like, that came on. I don't know. I don't remember names, but she came on, and I did feel for her. But obviously, like, I wasn't trying to talk over people who were trying to talk to him. So I just, this wasn't my thing.
It was shocking because I don't know if when Def's covering progressive topics, if he actually internalizes what's going on, or if he's just doing it, because he should recognize that making fun of men crying is just wrong. And so it's kind of like what you said, is like, is the mask coming off? Is he truly a bad boy? Was he a bad boy the whole time? Like,
yeah, like that's what I'm kind of confused with, because I felt like the person who I was watching for a year wouldn't have done that. But then also, once again, I'm still like, this is what I mean. Like, I relate to him, and like, maybe he's had enough,
right?
And people call that, oh, he's going crazy. Maybe he's literally had enough of you, Nick, retweeting every single fucking thing that he does. Maybe he's having enough of just. You can only imagine when you're growing and you have that many. I only have 6,000 subscribers, maybe 300 and changing people follow me on Twitter, and the hate is real. The hate is real. So I could only imagine what someone having like over 500,000 subscribers. Like, I can only imagine the hate.
600,000.
Wow. Yeah. So yeah, like I can't imagine.
Yeah.
So, but let's see.
Somebody told me about their violent rape. So, like,
Paige knows we're live.
So what's going on? You've already outed yourself for not caring about assault survivors. So, like, where are we right now with this, like, ridiculous, like, slanderous fucking campaign? That's pathetic.
Hold up. There's a lot to unpack here. First off, I had no idea that Ethan even complimented. Congratulations. What? All right, let's move on. I don't really want to play the Let's Be Friends.
So this thing, I kind of felt like, I don't know what it was, but I do feel like Def Noodles and H3 and H3 like super tight. Like, I did truly feel that way, even at the Ace Fest, because I felt like the moment I was pointing my camera to them both, they all stopped. But I did feel like they were super, super tight. I did feel that way. But maybe I got the impression that they don't want to come off like they're super, super tight. That's the impression I got. So, but either way, I just, because they started doing that boom, boom, da, boom, boom, da, and I turned my camera, and then they just like stopped. So it's like, oh, that could be just good timing. That could be, but like, and even what's his name? AB didn't want me to come up to him. Where's I'm gonna upload the photo. I have the photo. I took a screen. He did not want me to come up to them, so I put my camera down. But now I think it was probably because they had already waited in line for an hour, and then God forbid they got kicked out. So they thought,
definitely.
Yeah, so I figured that was it. So
yeah, that's how I read it.
And like, fuck Dan. Sorry, you like Dan. You like Dan. I'm like, fuck Dan. He made that that voice trying to make fun of gay people. That soundbite when the whole James Charles bottom. Why was that even an episode? I have no idea. That. I was like, no, we're done, Dan. We're done.
I feel like they've had some huddles since then.
But I just don't like Dan from that, so that's good enough for me.
I think that's why his nickname's Dan the Hater. He hates
Dan the Hater. Oh God.
Waiting for like that's kind of weird. That's anyway. Congratulations on that. I don't know why you would think that's like
because you're obsessed with Ethan. That's your entire moral focus is what people think about you online and what Ethan thinks about you.
Oh, who knows if they're really obsessed? Like, how do you really know that? I just know that they look like tight friends. Like, how do you know they're like he's obsessed? You're being too assumptive, if you ask me. But
actually had a moral center, you wouldn't be going through this like ridiculous disinformation campaign about me.
So wait, I gotta understand what your thing with Ethan is, because that's like really.
I know that you're trying to change the whole frame to make it seem like I'm obsessed with Ethan, but we all know that you're very much obsessed with what he said.
Why did you even bring him up?
Because I can't explain any other reason for you to have an absolute unhinged meltdown for a week obsessing about me as a content creator.
So let me ask you a question.
Wait, why does Xylee gets on my nerves? I just saw this. Ivy said that FYI Xylee just told Paige Chrissy that I like my own tweets is like, why do you care? Like, here's the thing with Xylee. Like,
who this person is.
I was friends with her, and you know, I don't talk about like stuff, but I was friends with her, and I don't really talk about her. You didn't even know who she was. Like, I don't talk about her, and she like is just like, what is your deal? I don't tweet about her. I don't talk about her, and like what's her deal? And I fucking blocked you, bitch. Like, I blocked you. So what the fuck is it?
Reason. There it is.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, what is it? I don't talk about you. Shit.
Sure.
When you run your business, do you base your
I don't
business
think Paige will be coming
on
in here.
someone else?
I don't think we're that.
I don't care. Just no. We're not that exciting. My whole point was that Xylee was still tweeting and stuff, and it's like, dude, like we were just like what 6 months ago, like talking and shit. Like, just stop. Like, stop.
Weird.
We're in that. She was in a Twitter space, and her feelings were so hurt because I told her to calm down. I said, "Please stop yelling." She goes, "I'm not yelling. I'm shouting." And I was like, "Oh, please stop shouting."
Right. I'm not.
Her little fucking feelings mean I don't give a shit about nothing. Cares about that? Like, shut up, man.
Well, Xylee, I appreciate the shout out.
Like,
engagement.
No, it's annoying. It's so annoying. It's annoying. Like, it's just annoying. Like, I don't literally. Okay. So I had to like rant there. I had a little rant there because Jesus. Literally, don't talk about anyone who I used to associate with or whatever. Don't really talk about the huge, like, whatever, like, people do make YouTube videos, like, how Dustin Daly was supposedly friends with Rich Lux, but made a fucking video about Rich Lux. Like, who does that? You know what I mean?
Right,
who does that? You know?
Okay, so there's your answer.
That's an answer for
Why
me.
would you assume that?
Why did you decide to engage in this 1 week long slander campaign? Completely.
Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back.
Sure.
Let's see. How many videos have you made about me in the last 7 months?
In total.
I told him, "Hey, Mom, I spent 8 years on this degree, but
They
I
didn't
hate
pay the
it, and I really want to
bill for
change it off,
YouTube
so
Premium."
I'm sorry, I know this sounds crazy."
Total, I counted today. I made 21 videos about you. Overall, these videos, rather, first
one video.
We're not moving past the point. Overall, these videos consist of you, first of the time, trying to actively slander me, as well as a couple of ones in defense of you. And then again, with this situation, you slandering me. You talking about how I made a lot of videos when you consistently post on Twitter about me. Just because you put it on Twitter and don't make it a YouTube video doesn't mean you're not making a response to me. This is a really, really shallow and pathetic attempt to try to make it seem like I'm obsessed with you when you're the one re-engaging this whole thing. And you have, for a week, been obsessed and hyper-focused on trying to destroy my credibility, just like you did the first time. The only difference is nobody thinks that you're
I'm so sorry. I'm so confused. Oh, so Xylee didn't tweet after all? Good. Everything I just said about her squashed. I thought she talked something more. I'm like, what else? Because Xylee didn't. I guess Xylee didn't. I thought Xylee said something. I'm like, what now? Like, I understood whenever she tweeted what she tweeted because I did do something to cause a reaction. So I understood that. But I was like, what did I do today? I didn't do shit. It's like, so that's why. So I do apologize to Xylee is real. Xylee is real because like I thought she said some shit and I blocked her. So I don't know. So there we go.
Case closed.
Yes. So wait, what did you say? You go, FYI, Xylee just told Paige Christie that I like my tweets is an anonymous conversation. Oh, on her live. Got it. Oh, got it. Okay. Oh, she's living right now.
Nobody takes you seriously enough for it to have any real impact, and now you're pulling back because there's nothing else for you to do because nobody agrees with you. Your platform is going away because you're unjustifiably targeting me and invalidating sexual assault survivors. And now you realize you fucked up because the act of you pretending to care about people has gone away. That's what's happening right now.
Mm.
Okay, so there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, you keep saying
there's
that.
a lot.
So unpack it.
So
I have a question. Oh, that's me.
It was you too.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
Dennis, you're saying like, it was a joke. Like, I've been on here for 5 hours now. So you're saying like, it was a joke and everything. And let's say, Papa Gut has expressed that these things actually hurt him, like, A, B, and C. So even though you thought it was a joke or whatever,
I honestly don't. I respect you and everything for coming in here. I don't want to run events to try to make Dennis seem as charitable as possible.
Once again, wasn't even doing that. I was trying to be like, hey, do you think you owe Papa Gut an apology? But he wouldn't even let me. Like,
if we deter from the conversation of me pushing him on his bullshit, it's going to make him come out in a way that he feels.
Wait, is that an honest conversation?
Can I finish my question?
Listen, we're in a one-on-one. I don't want anybody fielding for me. I don't want anybody fielding for Dennis. This is a way to. I would really like to just kind of get back to the point with myself and Dennis. This is one of the reasons I didn't want to do this, because I kind of knew that something like this was going to happen. It's me and Dennis.
Okay.
So I want to stick to the
no. Okay. I was just thinking, would Dennis consider apologizing? Jeez.
All right.
Okay.
The one that said that
that's how it
Gabby
would
Hanna
start.
wishes she was raped.
Guys, let me explain. So what happened was I was on live, and this is something, even though technically I shouldn't have thought, I really shouldn't have said. So Gabby Hanna had expressed that she was sexually assaulted, but yet everyone cares about Jesse's. It seems like everyone is more concerned and care more and have sympathy for Jesse. So what I was saying was, which I honestly should have kept in my brain, but I was on live my 3rd month on Being an Honest Conversation on YouTube, and I didn't really quite get what I should keep to myself and what I should say on live. 3 months new, I said something along the lines like what I meant to say was Gabby Hanna was upset that she did not get that same treatment when she was sexually assaulted, and I think that had a lot to do with why she was even more upset with Jesse.
And you weren't the only one who said that either.
But of course. And keep in mind, people on my end understood where it was coming from. It was people who were not subscribed to me and was just kind of like, what? So because I didn't lose anything from it, I didn't all I did was I felt really bad. I genuinely, it wasn't for show. After watching all these hate videos and stuff, I was like, oh shoot, I really truly I shouldn't have said that. Why would anybody want to be raped? Because that's not what I had wanted to. That's not what I meant, because no one would ever want to be raped. But I just meant that. I know, and it was on live. I couldn't take it back. I literally could not take it back. And even then, at that time, I was also defending what I said, because I was like, what do I do? What do I do? I don't know how to deal with this. I don't know how to deal with, right, I'm right and you're wrong. I'm right. And then it was not until I sat down with people who were close to me, who I was like, what did I do wrong? What did I, and they're like, oh. I was like, oh. And so it took me a while too. And that could be the case with Dennis. You see what I mean about this relation here? I just relate a lot, because I also understand about no, I'm right. But it takes a special someone to tell you you're fucking wrong. You know what I mean? I just relate. I relate so much to all of that. So
do you think anyone, because he hasn't really he posted a video today. Do you think he has anyone in his corner? People are saying yeah, Dennis, you're surrounded by yes men. You need someone to kind of tell you. Here's my thing. Yeah, go ahead.
I believe that just because people are defending Dennis loyally, that doesn't mean they haven't checked him behind the scenes. That's what I believe. Okay? That's what I believe. I truly believe that. I don't believe no one has just been yeah. I'm just saying, I truly believe that people are not going to just but there's something called what Petty Page, Nick Schneider, and Dustin Daly do. There's something called loyalty, what they all do, because they know Page went on someone's live last week and was just yeah, I have to defend them and say something because we're associated. You know what I mean? They all everyone does that thing because they're loyal and stuff. And I get people trying to defend their friends in the public as long as they tell them behind the scenes. You know what I mean? So
make sure it gets internalized. Don't just do it, performatively. Which that brings me to the point where like Def was saying that Papa Guts crying when he was talking about all this was performative. People were disagreeing like that, and that's part of what the co-host on his new podcast was saying that was also bothering me. Was he saying that like they were talking about how the crying was performative?
So Steven is really funny. Steven, I think, is really, really funny. But I think
I enjoy some of his stuff. But that
I think he's hilarious, but I think it's different. You can obviously tell that the culture that he was around was just like how you can tell with what his name fucking Chris Walker thought that it was okay to say retarded, right? And I'm not gonna lie, when I was young, when I was a kid, my mom never said retarded. No one in my family did except my older sister, who was 6 years older than me. And she would always say, "Oh, you're retarded. That's retarded." So I'd pick up that. I would pick up, "Oh, you're retarded." And it wasn't until maybe middle school where no one told me to not say it. I kind of just was like, what the fuck? Like, that's wrong. And I started to like, you know what I mean? My whole point, oh my God, what the heck was my whole point? I was coming up with a point.
Oh, because the co-host wasn't in, like he was.
Oh, yes. So yeah, like we're all like raised differently, and it's and so I feel like how some people they're still in that bubble. Because if you ask me, Steven, from hearing him on that Twitter space, it was very clear. Even it was clear to Dennis, because Dennis told Steven to like, don't be a speaker after he said white tears. I felt like he just is not used to this yet. He's not used to. There's like, and guys, I truly believe there's a difference between respect with people in real life, and then there's a difference between respect with people online. I think it's a huge, I think there's a huge little difference there, only because when you're talking to someone in person, someone who you don't have to edit your words or etc. But when you're online, you don't know who's watching, what they've been through, what they're going through. And I had to learn that with that whole Gabby Hanna situation, because I would never want someone to be raped. I just said it so fucking poorly. It was really bad. Had it been a video, I was editing it, I would have taken that shit out immediately. But I just said it and I couldn't take it back. So,
and that's the point that Papa Gut makes too. He's like, when I don't know which video or whatever he said, but he said like, we do when we're with our friends, maybe our family, we do talk privately in a different way. Maybe we do make jokes that are tasteless. So he was alluding to the fact that like, like Dennis, if you do think I look like this or whatever, like save that for your friends and whatnot. Don't blast it online.
Right.
So he was talking about like the difference between like in person and online. Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think.
Can I turn my camera off for just a second? I gotta run to the washroom.
Sure. Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Let's read some comments. Yes. Or I'll just like. Oh no, I'll take you. Yeah, I was gonna take her off to you, but I forgot to tell her that. But
wait, I'm still here. What?
No, I was gonna say you didn't have to take your camera off. I was just gonna take you off. I could just press a button, but it's fine. You can take your camera off.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Oh no, Ivy, you didn't upset me. No, I thought it was my own fault because I just read so fast, read it wrong. So I thought I was like, what is she talking about me now? But she didn't talk about me. What about Dennis employees? Do you think they check him behind the scenes? I have a feeling Steven does. And I don't know. You're just asking me. I don't know. But I feel like someone is checking him behind the scenes. I feel like it. I don't know. I feel like there's no way, like, if you have real friends around you, someone is telling you the truth and what they think, their opinions. And I also think just because, that whole Twitter space didn't work out, that doesn't mean that Dennis didn't leave with anything to reflect and think on, so. If you can check them in private, then you should be able to check them in public too. See, I don't think so, because I'll use Rich Lux. I'm gonna use Rich Lux as an example. I don't think it's okay to check like Dustin Daly to make a video about a friend. Like, friends don't do that. Friends don't make videos about friends. And so I just feel like that's a really weird thing to do, to like, if you're friends with someone and things didn't work out, you wish them the best and they came and go. They, they use it hi and bye, and that was it. They're done in your life. I don't feel the need, as long as you are truly understand each other, why do you have to blast it for everyone else? Because your friendship is between one person and the other person. It's not between everyone online. So I don't think that in order for a friend to check someone, they have to do it publicly. That's just my opinion. I just think, because then I always wonder what the motive is. Like, what is that motive, really, if a friend is going to check you publicly? And the motive would be only for me to think that they want everyone else to know that they checked them publicly. But for what? Why? I just don't. So, yeah. Does Dennis have real friends? I hope he does. I hope he has real friends. I hope so. I hope so. But guys, this very well could be just like the mask coming off. This very well could be that like he's like telling you who he is for the first time, like. So I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, because it could be like, hey guys, lower your standards and your expectations of me. That's what this could be as well. Because think about it. If Keemstar said this, is anyone going to sit there and have anything to say about Keemstar? If Augie or FC said this, would anyone sit there and talk this long about Augie? No one would do that, because they've set their expectations and their standards, which is pretty low, like below ground. Whereas maybe Jeff Noodles is now setting his own expectations of what he wants you guys to think of him now. That could be a possibility too.
Can you hear me?
Oh, hey. Oh,
Hey.
and Zadley can kick rocks. Honestly, like I started to really I low-key cried when Xylee was in the chat, and this was a long time ago, you remember, and I think Anne was there, but it was like a whole thing. And so I was like, someone understands what I'm coming from.
I do remember.
But
it reminds me of what was I gonna say? What were you talking about?
The cult.
Okay, continue. It might come to me.
So, I think it was the cult. Wasn't it the cult? I think it was.
What was I? No, I don't know what it was.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
I can't believe it's already been like. This is fun though. I'm having a good time.
I know. Wait. Do you have to? Okay, so do you have to go? I never
No.
assume. Are you sure? Okay, so if you do, just private comment me.
Sure.
And see it, so you can let me know, because I don't want to keep hold anyone hostage either.
No, we're good. I just had to fix my lip balm because it was bunching. It was doing that thing where it gets all caught.
I should care more about. I love how you care. That's great. You look beautiful, amazing. I'm sitting here time. So.
Well, your shirt's pretty cool.
I mean, Scooby-Doo.
I love it.
Okay, play.
I don't know what that's about, but I want to get. So what is a lot to unpack? Let's keep on point.
Okay. So first off, it seems like you're very heated. Maybe
this is what it's
I
like when
just remembered what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, my freaking brain. Right. So Def changed his name to the Bad Boy, or what is it? What is it on Instagram? It says Bad Boy.
Oh yeah, I know. And he did a black and white now because.
Okay, it reminds me of you. Do you know Amberlynn Reed?
Yes. Oh yeah, that was the first video I think I watched of yours. I believe.
Okay. Oh god, it was so bad. But she changed her. She changed her Instagram. It said narcissistic goddess because everyone was calling her a narcissist. So she's like, I'm just going to be a narcissistic goddess then. And she started tailoring her content, like embracing the meme, which can be cool if done in the right way. Now, is Def doing this in the right way? That's the question. Is he going to embrace this bad boy thing in the right way, in a self-aware way? Or is it just going to go sideways? And is he going to be like a lol cow? I don't think he's a lol cow, but I can see the main trait of being a lol cow is lack of self-awareness, and in this situation he seems to lack self-awareness. I see a hand. What are you doing?
Sorry, it was gross. Something with my mouth, and it was gross. So.
Oh, I wasn't sure what you were doing.
No, it's fine.
I thought my mic was messing up, and I was like, "Oh,
no, it was.
What
it was
is
gross.
gain? I don't know."
No, I think that what he's doing is. I hope that he's doing it in the right way, and I'm hoping like, after the roast that he's definitely will reflect. I think because I don't think people are going to go there and actually. Yes, people are going to roast them, but I feel like, Xylie's gonna be there too. He's gonna pay for her hotel and thing too.
You know, something I wanted to ask you about the roast. I find a lot of people that want to be roasted tend to be people who like think a lot of themselves. But I'm not saying that then I don't want to like label him, but I'm just saying Ethan Klein did a roast like a couple years ago or whenever. It's like, remember what I was saying about how like he is copying Ethan a lot, and Papa Gut was saying that as well. Yeah. This whole roasting thing just reminded me of when Ethan Klein was roasted and how all of his friends are. I'm just like, is that another iteration or instance of him copying Ethan? Or is this like him getting back into comedy? I just think it's a bit weird, but also like, do you, because it's your life, you know?
I don't know. I feel like it's inspiration being inspired. I don't know.
Yeah.
It could be, it could be literally like someone who like, it could be literally, okay, he's copying him, but I don't know. I felt like they all seemed very close at the Ace Fest, and it just seemed to me like, is it, I was going to say, is it so bad to follow in Ethan Klein's footsteps? But is it so bad to have a roast?
No. I was going to say, like, the thing, has Def ever, like, actually roasted anyone?
No. I don't think so.
Because usually if you want to be roasted, like, I don't know. I just thought maybe he would try more stand up himself. I mean, I know he does do it, but like, it's just a jump, right? It's like a jump from like being a comedian to like hosting a roast when you're not even like considered a comedian on you. I don't know. I've never seen him in person though. So
yeah, I'm just kind of worried about like, I hope a lot of people come and get the tickets to roast him, you know?
I want to write jokes for it. Like I really like writing roast jokes. I write a lot of them, but I don't put them in my YouTube videos.
Oh, really?
So if I can write jokes and give them to someone, and someone can read some of them, I want to do that. But yeah,
I felt bad. Like I don't have anything to roast him with. Like I don't have. Like I'll
give you some.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to. I don't want to roast him. I don't want to. I want to be there to just film. That's my whole intent and purpose.
Filming, that's right.
Yeah, of going to stream and to film this whole thing. That's
you're
it.
Not roasting. Okay.
Yeah, but I'll be there for free.
I'll do a virtual roast.
If I can get it off. If I can get it off, because like my job is like, what now? So I'm like that girl who like goes on vacations. Like, what is she doing now? Why is she taking this off? Like,
I'm the same. Usually it's for like health stuff, but also after all the health stuff, I'm like, now I need a vacation because I just went through all that. And they're like, okay, you just took your vacation to do health. So I'm like, yeah, but now I need a real vacation.
Right? Like, I understand real vacations. Like vacations. I love them. My last vacation, okay, LA was not a vacation going to the Ace Fest. That was actually hell. The whole entire thing was hell for me. No, not the actual Ace Fest, just like my experience and everything as soon as I got off my flight. Like everything was just bad. The only thing that was the best part of me going to LA was when I was, my return to JFK. I was sitting waiting 3 hours for my flight, and I was sitting drinking at a bar at the airport. That was my only time that I actually enjoyed. Yes, the airport on the way back where I drank at the bar, and I was like, the bartender was like, you can sit over there because he thought that I was like, because other people wanted to come sit at the bar, and I was, I'll tip you very well. Like I will tip you very well. I want to sit at this bar, please. And I did. He was like, thank you so much. I think he thought because I was black I wasn't going to tip him. I don't know, but either way, I was like, but I did. I tipped him like double because I was like, I am not shit. I was like, I just felt like I needed to have one fun time in LA. Yeah. And if it was at the airport, I was just like, okay. So, yeah. So, yeah. Oh, Anne says when she had Malcolm on with Blossom about the leash shit, it was Grammy for a bunch of reasons. Oh.
Oh, the Hello leash?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. I'm friends with Alicia. I like Alicia. She's pretty cool. I just felt like it would. Never mind. But
Def is giving Gabby Hanna. No.
No.
I mean,
No.
I think that's how people are seeing it because of the. Remember when everyone was dogpiling on her last year, or whatever year? You know.
Yeah,
when you
no,
kind
it
of
was
started.
last year. I
Yeah.
received guys. Gabby Hanna. I started YouTube 3 months in, and she gave me an $800 YouTube check. Guys,
It's true.
She gave me an $800 YouTube check, and I said, "How many subscribers?" I think I had maybe 2,000 at the time, maybe 1,000. Either way, I received an $800 YouTube check this July, a year ago today, because of Gabby Hanna. So, but I don't talk about her anymore. But still. Because I feel like there's nothing if she gives me a reason to talk about her, I will. But there's no reasons. Everything what people have been bringing up so far, I could care less. Like I want an actual reason to respond to something, but there's no reason so far, you know?
Yeah.
So, yep. Okay.
Just blunt with you. That's not. I'm a little heated, I suppose. I'm being blunt and I'm not being charitable like I was in the last conversation. Please stop trying to prime your audience to make it seem like I'm having an unhinged emotional reaction, despite the fact that for the past week, that was what you were doing. Please stay on the point and stop trying to play this bullshit game today. Because it's very disingenuous, it's very shallow, and you're just going to everybody's
By the way, guys,
so
I am
let's
here.
stick to the point
This is live.
about what's been going on.
In case everyone knows.
Okay. Are you gonna let me talk?
You know.
Okay. So take a drink,
You're continuing
relax.
to do it, but okay.
Okay. All right. So there's a lot that was just said. Honestly, we've diverted away from it. My
That
friend just
totally
brought my
just
dogs
cost
back.
me.
So
I was so on a roll.
enlighten me.
I'm so mad.
What do you want me to talk about right now?
Well, Dennis, you're the one that seems like you want to make some kind of, I guess, apology.
Motherfucker doesn't show up
to pop in here,
like
so I wanted
a
to see what
fucking
you had to
5
say.
hours.
Well, I wanted to talk
and then I
about it because there's clearly been some kind of misunderstanding.
Sure, what's
right?
the misunderstanding?
So you said you made 21 videos about me in the last few months.
And the last
You
initial
have
engagement.
Oh, I think you're muted.
Sorry. What I don't like about Papa Gut is that when it was his turn, and you'll notice when it's always his turn, Dennis, for the most part, lets him finish. I think so. Dennis is actually quiet when he's talking, I believe.
Dennis is very quiet. Yeah, that made it hard to listen sometimes.
But Papa Gut, even though Dennis waited, he's in there just talking. I'm like, and even if Dennis said something wrong, hold on to your thoughts, Papa Gut, until it's your time. And then you can, kind of say what you feel about it or defend yourself with whatever. But I just felt like it was weird that, like, let him get a fucking sentence out. I felt that way. And at the time, I felt like Nick Durio did because he did stop him at some point to be like, you got to let Dennis talk. So.
Did they talk behind the scenes, Def and Papa Gut? Like, did they ever have a phone call together, or was this all online? Because I think that's so disturbing.
I thought they had one conversation. I could be wrong. I have to check, but I thought it was one conversation. I thought that's what they said, but this was once again 6 hours, and so and even though he didn't get on for 6 hours, it was just hearing a lot of voices. I'm like,
So for about a year.
So for the last 7 months, I guess, would you say that you've been as charitable as possible with the way that you responded to mistakes?
100%. Yeah, I've been as contextually accurate as possible on every single time.
In the video, the very first video where you reacted to, where you side with Keemstar about the.
I didn't take sides with Keemstar. I took sides with a child that was dying of cancer that you rolled over because you hate Keemstar so much.
Here's the thing.
You wanted to reframe.
First off, I was there for that, and he didn't rule over a kid with cancer. He was literally,
Yeah, what is that about?
Yeah, because it was the Sniper Wolf situation. I remember making a video about it. And long story short, I do believe Keemstar, when that happened with Sniper Wolf, right? She couldn't, for whatever reason, she stood a dying kid up, and I feel bad talking about the kid because the kid is gone. But long story short, that's what happened. But Deaf Noodles, he actually spoke to Sniper Wolf and was able to get the side. But Papa Gut is saying the only reason why he spoke to Sniper Wolf was to just hate on Keemstar, and that's why. But if he spoke to her regardless, then like that's what he reported. Okay, but you just, you know what I mean, because you hated Keemstar. But I hate when Papa Gut says that Dennis like wasn't taking the dying kid's side. No, he was talking to fucking Sniper Wolf. You know what I mean? Like, it just was annoying. So
the narrative. I don't really particularly care for Keemstar, but there's times where he gets it right. And again, your refusal to acknowledge that at the expense of a young girl's dying wish is pathetic. I really don't want to talk about that scenario because it's a fucking disrespect to that young girl who passed away.
To the person asking what the point of talking to Deaf Noodles is, content. I'm making a video.
Every single time
I had to be here.
Start a conversation, it is in disagreement.
That's how Adam McIntyre felt too. I know it was all all you see on YouTube is I confront Deaf Noodles. More like he let you guys confront him.
He opened up his Twitter.
Yes. Just saying. But that's, I guess that's the title.
Rolled out the mat. It is true.
I know, but I guess being a YouTuber, I would use that as clickbait too. You know.
Yeah, well, you have to use clickbait.
Yeah.
We all understand that. All of us in the sphere.
As long as you talk about, I feel like there's rules to clickbait. Like whatever you click, you have to at least talk about something about it, addressing it. Even if it doesn't happen, you have to at least talk about it. You know. So.
Of a topic. So this whole idea of you trying to attach to him to lazily walk past him is very disingenuous.
Okay, so I mean, at some point I have to be able to conclude a thought. Otherwise, it's going to be very hard conversation. So okay, 21 videos. The first video that you ever made about me, you said you were charitable about me in my coverage. So I'm going to the very first video because that's something I noticed because it was something that somebody said to me. It was my introduction to you, right?
Sure.
So in that scenario, did you ever reach out to Sniper Wolf to get her side of the story?
No, everything was pretty clear. The mother released all the documents. It was like 3 days of her solid.
Cool.
Sure.
Well, I did. I spoke to her. I spoke to her. Her side of the story. I saw what was happening. She told me exactly why she had issues with getting in touch with the girl, and she eventually got in touch with the girl.
Well, she had issues because she was blocked for ignoring her and then tried to double back on it.
Let me just finish. One of your major criticisms in that video of me was that I demonetized my video and that I should have just taken the money and donated
No, that's not like that.
However,
that wasn't my criticism of that. Wasn't my criticism of your video. That was my criticism of your video. We're not. You can
I want to say let him finish. He's telling him you can finish, but like please, like let him finish. I felt like get all of what you're trying to say, write it down. He was living the shit anyways, write it down. But obviously because he was living it himself, he felt like he needed to say something. Because I was just like,
the thing is when I watched on Papa Gut's channel, I watched that because he uploaded it. He was really loud on his channel and Dennis's voice was really quiet. So it was hard for me to hear Dennis speak. And Papa Gut was, but yet people were saying that like it was the opposite, that he was interrupting him, even though it's like
whatever,
who was
because
interrupting
that was right. I feel like that was whatever because I could hear them perfectly just fine, equally.
Yeah. I think like Papa Gut, like he said, he was just he came in there and just wanted to do the thing, and Dennis just I don't know. Because what does this have to do with anything? Like why is Papa Gut talking about this? Like what?
Well, because this is how Dennis is saying it started. It started with Sniper Wolf.
Oh,
so this
the
was
lore,
yeah. So this was back in November, December, some shit like that.
After not your criticism because you're trying to get away with bullshit. My criticism was that you can move on after I make the point.
You're not.
My criticism wasn't that you demonetized the video. My criticism was that you made sure you told everybody you demonetized the video to try to make it seem like you were more morally and right, like virtuous and righteous. If I remember correctly, I don't care if you monetize it or demonetize it. That doesn't matter. So if I even made that criticism.
Honestly, my defense would be in that is that I do feel like even when you are doing something like really nice and sincere, you do need to tell people that you are not monetizing it, because YouTube came out with a new rule last year where even if you don't monetize your videos, they have that right to put ads on your video. So the last thing you want them to do, the last thing you want people to think is, oh, I'm sure that's I'm sure that's probably not what was happened here, but I'm just saying in general, that's what I would do, because I know that YouTube still puts video ads on my videos anyways, and they typically do it also with the people who are not monetized yet. So even the people who are not monetized yet, YouTube still puts ads in their videos, and I think that's okay.
Not monetized crew.
Right. It sucks. It sucks. I know. I get so pissed. My friend, Walk With Me NYC, she got COVID, and she's had COVID for since December. And she's like dealing with lung problems, so she couldn't continue on with the channel anymore. But at the time, YouTube was putting ads on her videos, and it was crazy because we just got back from Ireland and we were COVID safe and everything, and then she got out of work in the office a day later. It was crazy. So yeah, that sucks and it's sad. But she's like one of my closest friends, and she still is struggling with her lungs. So
oh, that's too bad.
I forgot what my point was. Oh, ads on videos, and Dennis needing to tell, even though he probably didn't do it for that reason. No, it's probably best if you do have a YouTube channel that you should just do that anyways.
Let me go back. Let me just go back to that, because it's very important that you made that criticism, because in your criticism, you said that I should have just monetized the video. You said that you yourself would have taken money in that situation, which is totally fine. Do your thing. However, you never acknowledged that I had a fundraiser next to the video that I raised, I think, about $1,500, which is way more than I could have made in that video. Also, at one point, you opened...
Oh, it's nice to know, he can make $1,500 on one video. That's crazy.
Who was that?
Dennis. All I heard out of all that is that I could have made $1,500 on that video, and I'm like, ooh.
Oh.
That's yeah.
Gotta do what you gotta do, though.
No, but I'm saying, that's cool that you can make $1,500 on one video. That's pretty cool. So, yeah.
At one point, you open her GoFundMe, and it pops up on your screen that I'm the top donation on her GoFundMe, which I donated. I donated money to her before I even made the video, and you close it really quickly as soon as you see my name. So that was one thing.
I just doubt that's correct. It sounds like you're desperately trying to reframe this. Go back to this is what you tend to do, is you disingenuously reframe things. If I remember correctly the situation,
this is going to be impossible.
I know, because if you're okay, continue, Dennis, and I'll respond. Go ahead.
Yeah, please.
So you did that. That was my first impression of you.
You do hear him. Do you hear him now? I'm gonna let you respond. He keeps telling him, I'm gonna let you respond. I know people are like, bro, Papa team, Papa Gut team, but I'm just that's what I felt like listening to this. I was just
my first impression of you. You did that. You can go back. People can go back right now to the video and watch it. It's on video. Okay,
but that's not
so.
What happened.
So it comes. I'm the top donation. Right. You close it real quick, and you never acknowledged it. That I actually donated, and you continue your point that I'm virtue signaling. That I actually don't care about the situation. That here I am. I actually talked to the person who is the center of the story. I got her side. You, on the other hand, never got her side. You took Keemstar. In fact, the title of your video is Keemstar was right.
Yes, he was right.
That's the title of your video.
So
yeah. So you took Keemstar's side, and that's why I framed it like that. That's why I said, "Oh, you took Keemstar's," because your title is literally Keemstar was right.
Their beef is so
you told
weird.
me that you were charitable to me.
Well, the thing is keep in mind, this was hour 5, maybe 5 and change. So now for me, everyone's like, you're making excuses, but for me, like, after 5 hours, you're just going to deflect on anything, semantics or anything. You're just going to, because like, who the fuck can sit there and have a conversation and people come for you for 5 hours? Like, it's not, it's crazy. It's just not mentally right to do that. Ivy said that Adam McIntyre had a point with Adam McIntyre wanted to make a point. Ivy said that Adam McIntyre basically had a point with that. If Dennis is trying to stem away from drama, why is he still doing it? And here's how I understood it. And then he eventually said it himself. I literally understood it as, like, for instance, if I'm trying to niche into a true crime channel, if I'm trying to do that, yes, I'm going to make drama channel videos, but I'm going to be adding a little bit of true crime once a week, and then maybe next week and the week after that, or maybe I'll try adding a little, like, 3 true crime videos a month, right? And then next month add maybe 4 and keep it going. Like, Dennis, and then he actually said it himself that it was like, his response later on was, well, I have to still give people who subscribe to me what they want, but I'm trying to, slowly switch into just doing news. That was basically what he came up with later on, but that's how I felt.
It makes sense. It's a logical, yeah. But the problem is like, if he is eventually going to pivot towards political commentary, which I can tell he's progressive. I know kind of politically where he lies, and that's why it's shocking as someone who's a follower, because why would someone who's trying to shift into political commentary, being progressive political commentary, why would they choose to make a joke like that? And that's the problem, is like, yes, you're shifting, but you're not paying attention right now, because if that's going to be your realm, not only are you going to have to be more savvy and more aware, but you know what I mean? It's tough, because I can see people calling him dumb I don't like, because I can see parts of him are very intelligent when it comes to politics. I know that because I've studied politics. So, I know what I'm talking about, and I can tell that he knows what he's talking about. But if you don't like progressive politics, you're not going to like what he says. But the point is what he did as a joke did not align politically, like where he aligned. So that's part of the problem. So people that are following him for his politics, like, that are embedded within those satirical, like, as he says, Stephen Colbert type, news deliveries, like, they're gonna notice that it's like a I don't know, because he's stuck being a comedian, and comedians like free speech and they want to be able to make jokes about whatever, but then it's butted up against this, political progressive thing. So he needs an Ela.
Well, I feel like
he's off the rails.
I generally like James Franco. I generally like him. And I feel like he should probably follow more in James Franco footsteps and then be a little bit funny. I feel like James Franco, but even then, though, sometimes I also, with that being said, on the same note, I do feel like sometimes James Franco could be such a huge hypocrite, because, like, he'll say things on Twitter that I'm like, that's so much worse than what he's reporting on. I'm like, really? Like, I'm like, you're like, you beautiful bastards, which is fine, but then he says something. I don't know. It was one day I saw whatever the heck he posted.
Did you say James Franco? You were saying James Franco. Do you mean Philly D? Philip DeFranco?
My God. Oh my God!
Because I'm sitting here, I'm like, James Franco.
No, Philip DeFranco. Oh my God. I'm so
Philly D. Oh, we're good.
Oh, here's the thing. It's because of his last name. I get those things confused. And I'm like, oh my God, no, it's Philip DeFranco. So he'll post. Did you get when I said beautiful bastard?
Well, yeah, that's when I was like, that's Philly D.
Yeah, Philip DeFranco. Like, he, in my opinion, is like such, like, hypocritical in some ways, because he'll say like yes, he's joking, but then one who doesn't know his content would have been like, what the fuck, and then you watch him and he's reporting on someone even worse than, like, who's even slightly better than what he just posted, if that makes sense. But I feel like Dennis should follow in his footsteps. But you know what? I'm just here for do your own thing. We only live once. If you want to be a comedian, try to be the best that you can possibly be. If you want to live out your dreams, do the damn thing. You're already living out your dreams. You have your own podcast. You're making your full-time YouTuber, making this your job. So, I feel like Good for you.
Yeah.
My coverage. So I want to know from you, why did you not mention that I raised $1,500 for cancer charities, and that I also donated $500, and it popped up on your screen and you closed it? And why did you not acknowledge that in your video and keep painting me as a person who was just trying to virtue signal?
Okay. So first and foremost, I haven't watched it in a while. I guarantee you that's not the framing of the situation. This whole idea that I would try to hide that you donated, absolutely not. I don't remember the specifics. I know that you had a donation tab at the right, but a lot of content creators play this game where they say, I'm going to demonetize my video and do a charity. It's not a bad thing. And I talked about how it would be more effective, generally speaking, to leave monetization on and then donate that money. I don't absolutely at all remember shitting on you for that. I focused very heavily on the story. I focused very heavily on the story. I guarantee you I talked about the fundraiser. So I don't really know like what you're reframing something. It just didn't happen the way that you're saying it. And now you're trying to assert that as a way to shoot my credibility down because you don't want to talk about what's going on currently.
People can go back and be the judge of that. I'm taking this step by step. You want to talk about how we got to this point? You have to.
Right. It'd be nice if you were honest about your framing of the situation.
You can't just paint. The video's there.
Yes,
people can
watch the video because I know that I didn't do what you're saying that I did.
Exactly. So what you're telling me is that then you didn't do the research necessary to even see that I was a top donation, which shows up on the screen.
If it shows on the screen, I showed it in my video. Then how are you trying to say that I hit it? I just like it doesn't make any sense.
You framed me as a.
So guys, this gets nowhere. If you want to move on, like this, none of this gets actually anywhere. Like, I will wait. I think even I chime in and just like, you need a fucking mediator because like this is I'm gonna try to
as a person, dishonest person,
Keemstar and being disagreeable with him. That you completely that they would have like a little one-on-one FaceTime type of a thing for. And once she was blocked by the mother, then all of a sudden,
you didn't talk to her.
Oh my God.
We saw all the DMs. It seemed like she did the right thing.
Do you see how torture this was? Like, y'all weren't getting nowhere. Like,
the DMs,
forwards.
That's.
Did Def ever leave at any point to like take a break?
No, the dude did not. Like, insane.
Did he? Okay, this sounds weird, but did he like take a pee break?
No, I didn't hear a pee break. I really did not. He was on and
that's
on.
The real drama.
Right.
That's the real drama.
Like, this also illustrated his work ethic, if that makes sense. Like, you could hate him, but like, I like his grind. You know,
he's always made me feel super lazy. Always, every day. Anytime you see those videos in the morning and see his Instagram posts at night, all night, you're like, I'm lazy. And Def is out there grinding, and he only sleeps 2 to 3 hours a night, which like I don't understand. But at the same time, you can't knock his work ethic. Since 2018, he's uploaded like if you were gonna hire him for a job, he would be very responsible.
Like, yeah, like totally. Like, you can tell, like, usually when people have a really great work ethic, it's either one of two things. One, like their parents literally raised them like well, or two, they weren't grown into this stuff. You know, they didn't have things, and so when they eventually work to get these things, they appreciate everything that they have, etc.
Yeah, or usually. he could have like ADHD stuff where he's hyperactive and he always always needs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And has insomnia from it, stuff like that. I don't know.
True.
Vaping was just constantly veering me towards destruction.
It affected my schoolwork,
My will to be healthy.
my self-worth. I was
All the information we need.
Okay, come on.
Sometimes
Blah,
we're
blah.
fake.
I'm forwarding, guys.
On this her perspective on this, I disagree. Move on to the next forward.
You're saying that you're unbiased. However, you literally just admitted that you don't want to get all sides of the story.
Oh my God. It's just, look, guys, this literally goes nowhere.
Let's move on to the next point.
You said, okay, next point. And then there was
like they you want to talk racist undertones of what the family was doing, the fact that they were intentionally over maturing him because they intentionally.
Yeah, I didn't know what he was talking about here. He said like Def Noodles was racist. Honestly, I didn't feel him to be. Didn't know what he was talking about here. I don't know.
I don't understand that either. That part I didn't.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't understand, and I know I'm black and I'm supposed to care, but I didn't understand. So
a lot of racist undertones because I actually watched both of their full videos, which is something that I noticed a lot of commentary content creators don't really do, right? So that's what happened next, right?
About
funny how when like young girls get hurt. Like you were saying a lot of like fucking shit.
How is calling you an
so
incel
Dennis,
slanderous?
I talked about this. What you do in your videos is you prime a lot of people do this in general, but you prime your
Okay, let's
cool.
define
So what you do is that you prime your audience.
Wait, go.
every single thing he's like
Is that better? I
define.
will just drop the word slang. I don't feel like going on to this like side talk conversation.
He said define. Dennis is like, let's define whatever the heck. Don't care.
Define our terms.
Came up when I googled the dictionary definition.
So the action or
Please,
crime
God,
of
just
making
get
a false
me back
spoken
in the
statement
fucking
damaging to a
discussion.
person.
Right, like it just was so like.
A small content creator. I was saying before, yeah, I'm engaged. A lot of
Def
people do this,
implied
but
he was a
engaged in very
fucking
dishonest priming of your
pedophile.
audience.
So don't
we're
change-
doing it again.
Papa got
over,
get off this fucking topic.
Sure.
I know.
It's the way that you title your videos is in a way where it's like Papa Gut's an incel. Papa Gut doesn't care about the first
Okay,
thing.
clickbait, come on.
Say, well, right?
I get you want to get a lot off the chest, like, but this is gonna be got has some kind of conversation. Otherwise, it's just gonna be you yelling at me, like trying to interrupt it. Anyway, so just explain to me how calling someone an incel is a slanderous claim.
So, like I was saying.
Oh my god.
Yeah, let's skip this part because I listened to
So
this
then,
part earlier
how
and I was
I
just
will
like,
retract. You talked about the situation.
If you're telling me otherwise, then
are you apologetic, or do you still think it's funny to?
Oh my god, shush.
For
guys, like I'm skipping because they just go in circles. I was skipping because they just go in circles, and when I tell you, no one accomplished anything on both parts equally. No one did. Like equally, no one did.
Adam got his video though.
Yeah, sure he did. I literally made sure, and I knew he was gonna do that, and I was like, nope. What's your question? What's your point? I'm like, what are you like? I knew it. I knew.
Adam's got that work ethic.
Yeah. That was his whole entire point. And then when he could leave voluntarily, he was like, guys, I'm stuck in here. Help me, save me. Like, shut up. Like, he's so dramatic. Like, you can leave on your own free will. Oh my god. Like, I don't believe anything he says. And I'm starting to believe he's the one who followed Sebastian Soto, if you ask me. As I'm starting to believe.
Oh, in that, yeah, we could talk about that one.
Yes, I've talked to Sebastian Soto. He will tell you the tea on a 1-to-1. I wouldn't mind being friends with Sebastian Soto, honestly. He seems pretty chill.
I have thoughts on him that I'm sitting on, and they're not bad. It's just, like, I'm upset that he hasn't replied to my DMs. That's it.
Oh, really?
That's the tea, because I sent him a video for the Peter Mon what was it? It was like it was like a video card, get well card.
All right,
and Peter Mon was in the car accident. And he didn't reply to me, even though he told people this is I don't know.
I know, because I know. Yeah.
6 months ago, I don't know, but he never replied to me, and he told specifically where to send the videos and blah blah blah. And I sent a really, like, I'm a huge Peter Mon fan, and he never replied to me or anything. And at the same time, he was he was like posting on his community thing, like, oh, if you're in town or whatever, like, message me to come meet me, like, blah, blah, blah. He kept doing that. So I knew that he was, like, soliciting DMs from people, like, strangers. Like, I thought he wasn't replying to me because, like, I wasn't verified or whatever. But I just kind of felt disheartened because, you know, I didn't know how many times to reach out to ask, like, hey, when's that, like, card coming? Or, like, did you get my video? Do I need to send another one? Because, like, it means a lot to me because I had a bad head injury a few years ago, and Peter Mon videos, like, got me through it. So when he had a head injury and was in a car accident, it really spoke to me, and I was really emotional about it. Kind of like Shelby, her channel. But yeah, so.
Oh, Shelby Church?
Oh no, what's her? Let me just look it up. Her name is Shelby, and she's friends with Rich Lux. But yeah, yeah. Anyway, it's like so with me with Sebastian, I'm like, why don't you like me?
Well, I'm gonna message him to see. I'm gonna message him,
and he might think I'm like weird, but
no, I'm gonna ask him.
I like him.
I have. No, I get away with it because I have an Instagram account that has like 70-something thousand followers on it from when I was like doing memes and shit.
Okay.
So I always ask like the people who like, you bitch, you're not gonna message me on my regular account. Fine, I gotta do it the hard way. So that's how we do it. But
I was just confused because I was like, and then I started to leave like a couple comments, but I gauged myself. I didn't want to seem like creepy. Like I was trying to bug him about it. I just genuinely was curious. And then I got a little pissed and I unsubbed. And then and then I don't know if the get well card even happened to Peter Mon. And I don't want to make drama about the get well card. It's not about
if he makes you feel any better, he responds quickly to you when you talk negative about it.
But I don't want to.
No, we weren't either. It was like on that 5%. It was on that 5%.
Oh.
We were like, who do we believe? And at first I thought Adam McIntyre. I thought Sebastian Soto was like Adam McIntyre. And he quickly responded, whatever the heck he did. And then that's how that started. but, yeah, so I mean, you can just state your opinion. You don't have to talk mean about someone to like talk mean about them, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
clickbait, obviously, like I have rules with clickbait, but clickbait, like, you know, you do you.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's ways to like get a conversation going. I feel like sometimes when I'm determined.
He was commenting in Shelby's comments, and then I was like, I messaged Shelby before, and I was like, I wanted to like reply, but I was kind of asking her like about it, but she's like, oh, just, you know, he might respond. And I was like, now at this point, because I've talked to people about it, he might think I'm a weirdo, but really it's just because I related to Peter and I've watched Sebastian for so long. And
yeah.
But anyways,
weird rants.
Okay, can I get a word in?
Go ahead.
Okay, we're on.
Here's the thing.
Like, you would have never done this if it wasn't.
Like Kareem Jovian got in there.
I'll just hear Keemstar
That
and then
little
So I just want to hear like a little bit of Keemstar and then Petty Page and then that's
and then
about
Anne wants to go where you were talking, but I don't think you could talk very much. You had to make just a few interjections, or when you told him to apologize, that was good.
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Oh, Anne in the comments says go to where you were talking. Like you in the video. Like I think
they
might mean like go to where you're
Petty. Okay,
sure.
So the Petty, where did she? I'm still calling her Petty Page.
I agree with someone criticized her recently and said she should have kept it Petty Page, and
because her attitude didn't change on Twitter.
I know.
It didn't really change on YouTube. So what the fuck is not petty? Like
you're still talking to Keemstar, which is kind of
like,
you know.
yeah, like how are you a black person talking to Keemstar? I'm just how are you a female talking to Keemstar? Just saying, because I'm just just saying. Anyways, we're gonna listen to Keemstar, and y'all will see why I'm just saying that, because I did not listen to him at all in this. I just listened to the part about me, and that's it. So. Wait, hold on. Since I think Paige is before this, so let's hear Paige and then Keemstar's thing. His shit. Oh, what the heck? Oh.
On every vacation,
guys, I did not pay the
there's someone like you who reunited the family to make.
Thanks, Anne.
Hello, can you
Is
hear
your
me?
mic working?
What's up?
Yeah.
To a point. The
It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Hey, listen, Deaf Noodles will take that personally, though. So that guy, I think, was just trying to upset that.
It was just so.
Oh, I don't know. I think I may have seen a video by some guy called Dioria, and I thought it was a really good idea, so I thought I'd do it.
Wow.
I've heard your
Look
video's
at
good.
this.
I'm gonna watch
Dennis
it.
is merging the commentary and the drama.
Video.
I can see what he should have let you.
A terrible one at that.
Did you get her makeup palette? The
I've
Dramatic
gone to Comedy
Boutique?
Club.
Nope.
I didn't get it.
I don't know. Like, I was always 50-50 with her. Like, I remember I got so much shit from Augie last summer when I defended her. I wish, like, I didn't. Not because of I regret, because I don't know, like, and it's not this thing, guys, where I feel like Black people unite. It's not like that. It's more of like I felt like I understood. Like I disagreed with, honestly, like 99% of her content and like her arguments, but I don't know. It was like the way how she edited a video. I loved that. If she was the editor, the way how the video was, what she got me was on that Tess Holiday, that video, the way how she opened up a book in the caterpillar, like that was really unique, and I really loved that. So
yeah, I would say that I respect Paige a lot. I do. I mean, I've been watching her for, like, I could go on and on about Paige and how, but again, like, I don't always agree with her. I think I told you that before. It's like I don't. But we're not all supposed to agree with each other about everything. And that's what makes this frustrating, because a lot of us want to turn each other into ourselves and make others like us because we think we're right, even though our minds are always evolving and changing, and our idea of what's right and perfect and moral and all that is constantly changing. So to just constantly make people like us, even though we're always evolving and changing, is kind of why this shit happens. Why debates and everything happen.
Pretty much. That's exactly it.
To care about these topics as well, right? So now we're in more of like an ideological space where like this is about like how tend to care about social topics when you're literally joking.
But
about rape,
why did he pretend
right?
to care about those social topics? How do you know he doesn't actually care about them?
Well, for the first and foremost, I don't think that. First, at the first point, right, is our original conversation. I tried to.
He just posted Deaf Noodles 2 minutes ago that said he owns a comedy club now. He roast battles August 19th, 2022. Many more shows to come.
Well, oh.
Have a new one.
Oh, did you have something to say?
No, I'm actually kind of speechless.
No, but I just like that grind. I like he had to do all of this to get to where he, even if it's like, I don't know what it looks like, but I'm just saying still.
Yeah. I remember in 2018 when I was watching, like, I specifically remember watching his videos because I was recovering from like a head injury, and like I was watching him and he was talking about how he's going to make big changes, and he was like, like he was talking about big things are coming, like blah blah blah. And then I've had that in the back of my head. I'm like, what's he gonna do? What's he gonna do? And then he was still doing the cat stuff, and then when he finally dropped the cat stuff, I was like, yes. I didn't like the voice; it bothered me, but yeah, I do respect that about Def. I do, obviously. It makes me feel so lazy.
No, I respected about him too.
Thanks,
I respected. No, I respected the fact that there were so many people who hated that he changed that and was like, I'm subbing. But I respected the fact that even though he knew people wouldn't like it, he went and he did it anyway because he had his own vision. And that's what it means. Like, you have your own vision. And that's what it means to be like successful, when you go on your mission, you get to where you want to be, and all the noise in the background you ignore. He kept his eyes on his own fucking paper. So that's what I really liked.
Yeah, me too.
About like racism when it came to that situation, as well as like weaponizing sexual assault, et cetera, to try to deplatform somebody. And then he doesn't care. He just wanted to move on from it. It was obviously a dishonest conversation. We move forward to the whole thing with like Tumed and the Belle Delphine, removing agency from Tumed and boiling him down to his identity because him being manipulated by Belle Delphine in some capacity.
Sure, but you have to know you walked really hard into like a big fucking like.
Okay.
Or done that.
I just want to hear a part about Paige. That's it.
Crap. Like,
no, I don't think he was on. I was wrong.
It wasn't the. Oh, actually, I did.
Yeah, that was.
Station about he apologized. Hold on. If he be bad, if he's going to be later, I reinforce. I'm sorry, offended by that. And right, maybe I don't think it's wrong.
I really hard, and then that means that.
That was
How
it.
old is Nicholas Diorio?
What?
Younger than me.
Like
has to be.
Hours.
I don't know, to be honest.
In comedy clubs you have.
And Deaf Noodles will take.
I don't necessarily think that he was trying to upset Def. I think that the point. I don't necessarily think
or something. It was the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard in my fucking life.
Hey, listen, Deaf Noodles will take that personally though. So that guy, I think, was just trying to upset that.
It was just so no, because
I don't necessarily think that he was trying to upset Def. I think that the point that he was trying to make was that just because you run in those circles doesn't mean you're that thing.
Yeah, but he was acting like it was stolen valor.
Yeah, so they're talking right now to give you some context about this guy named Steven who had the verified check mark. Don't know. I think he used to work for Insider. Don't know what he does now, but anyways. So he was like, but you know, you don't hang out with all these big comedians. You don't have huge comedy shows and stuff like that. So you're not real. The vibe I got was, so his whole point was, Dennis, you're not really a comedian. You're not in that circle. So why are you trying to compare yourself to a comedian?
Right.
And then I chime in and I'm just like, well, look, why can't he call himself a comedian? Like, I am a YouTuber with 6,000 subscribers. Yeah. So that context.
Yeah.
Age.
Yeah, because I understood what he was trying to get at, but I think Deaf Noodles was already going in with the intention that anybody who's against me, I've got to try and make them look stupid and look hypocritical. So then he went with the rhetoric, well, just because I'm not super duper established, like, you know, Bill Burr, doesn't make me any less of a comedian. And then one of his cronies came in and said something along the lines of, I call myself a YouTuber, but I've only got 6,000 subscribers. And it's just kind of like, yeah, well, you know, I used to sing for a living for a short while. I don't call myself a fucking singer. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you call your thing by your profession, the thing it is that you do the most. And right now he's a YouTuber, a terrible one at that.
First off, like, I don't know where the thing is, like, her content, even though I disagree with a lot of her views, you have to give it up respect for her content, right? But like, I feel like the problem here is the people are talking shouldn't be talking. You get what I'm saying? Like, the people, you know what I mean? Like, you literally, like, because at a time, I went into her Twitch. I paid for her, the thingy.
So I was gonna buy her makeup. Yeah.
And I've been on YouTube for a year and some change. I haven't been on YouTube, but I've been in this niche for a year and some change. So when she's doing her whole apology, because she did it on Twitch first before she published it on YouTube, she did her apology. I'm like, well, damn, girl, how many apologies you got? Like, I'm like, she goes now in 2016 and 2017 and 28. I'm like, damn. Like, you know what I mean? And so, and I hope all I could think was, I hope I never get to that point where I'm making apologies for years, you know? For years that I was wrong. I hope not. I think it's a really great job of reflecting on your actions. I think it's a really great job to own it. But however, I just feel like just because you own it, you still at some point understood where this person was coming through. You understood how it meant to be a small YouTuber because you once were a small YouTuber, you know? And so it's weird that like she wants you to identify yourself with the things that you do the most. Like, bitch, nah. I go to work and I say, I'm a YouTuber. You know what I mean? I go and people are like, oh my gosh, what is your channel name? So that's what I do, you know, and it's fine. And I think it's really up to everyone's own interpretation. You know, you can classify yourself as YouTuber or not. I don't know. I don't care. But I think everyone is up to interpretation. So
yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. So
yeah, classist, sycophantic BS. I read it as very classist because a lot of people can't afford to do what they consider themselves in their soul. You know what I mean?
Oh, and where it says that's why on sub Nick Diorio is 25. Oh wow, that's just classiest. Some fanatic. What? Wait, how do you say that? Yeah, I'm so sorry, Ian. So sorry. Sycophantic. Okay. What does sycophantic mean?
Like it's like the connotation is like it's not actually the truth. Like it's
okay.
Yeah. I can't explain it. Maybe Ian can explain it better.
No, it's fine. I get it. I get the
like hyperbolic maybe is a synonym or something, like blown out of proportion. I don't know. But
yeah,
I read it
really
as classist
weird.
though. Classist.
And honestly, I think I really stopped watching her content when the whole who was it who blocked me? What was her name? It was she had that beef with Willie Mack. Who was it?
Oh, I don't know.
It was about Eugenia Cooney. Forgot her name already, but she had that beef. Maybe you guys remember there was a beef with Willie Mack, and they kept going back and forth. And long story short, Paige had a live about it, and then Keemstar called in, and Keemstar goes, "Does she look anorexic to you? Does she look like?" I can't believe he just said that out of his mouth. And I just felt like, I don't know, was like Paige feeding in because he called into her show, her live, like what? Like, I don't know. I just kind of felt that's where, so for me, it was where Keemstar called in, and she did defend and say, hey, well, I don't think you could really call her anorexic by just looking at her. So she did say that, but it was just still weird that she was, I don't know, that she's like cozy with him. It's weird. It's weird when
I feel that way too, because I'm an H3 like I'm an H3 fan, right? So everything they've said about Keem, that's how I feel about Keem. And as someone who doesn't understand men in their 40s who pursue women young women fresh out of high school, I'll never understand where his head's at.
Okay, so
I wouldn't be on a platform with him. Not that he would want to be on it with me, but like I just
with that. So here's the thing with that. The thing is with that, I have so many problems with Keemstar that I'm not going to argue with him about the things that are legal. There are definitely repercussions there's definitely repercussions when you date a younger person. Yes, I don't believe in that. But however, I just feel like there are so many things we could be talking about and arguing about than things that are legal. There's nothing we could do about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you know what I mean? And it sucks because when the girl gets older, maybe she'll be like, oh my gosh, but you know, like, why would I do that? Like, I hate Keemstar. You know what I mean? Why would you do that to me? Like, oh my gosh. And maybe she'll want to, because I know in the state of California, because not like you have up till 10 years to report like a sexual assault, but it has to be not a misdemeanor. I know you can do that. So there's like, and I'm not, oh my God, I'm not saying Keemstar did that to her, but I'm saying is that, what I'm saying is that as she gets older, she may reflect back and be like, oh my God, ew, you know? Yeah. So that's what I was basically saying. And it's just like, that's something that's going to have to happen to her, unfortunately. But I just felt like, you know, it is legal. So that was my opinion with it. It's not necessarily that I disagree, that I agree with
I agree.
the actions, but I just, so.
It's unsavory.
Dude.
It's unsavory.
Yeah.
Hello.
I'm gonna have trauma from this. Fuck you, dude.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you.
Just testing my mic.
such an
I'm here. I don't know why. I didn't. I try to warn you. I was like, "Look, dude,
I got to experience for myself. I needed to experience it.
You know
for
what?
myself.
Fuck it. I sided with his
think
co-host.
Everybody except for Nick tried to be like friends
Yeah, I
with Def
hated him
Noodles
from
at
the
one
start.
point, but like he's just insane.
But dude, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
His
did.
co-host brought up a really good point. I don't care about your
What's
white
that?
tears, Papa Gut. Okay, your
Who
fucking
said that?
his co-host said that
yeah,
your
his-
fucking white
yeah, his
tears don't
co-host-
matter.
Oh, right.
hello, can you
Is
hear
your
me?
mic working?
What's up?
Trauma from this.
I'm here to talk. To just talk to Papa Gut.
Okay,
You're
what's
such a
up,
dick.
Keemstar?
I'd like to have a conversation with Papa Gut and not hear
Sure.
from these laughters in the background. Thank you very much.
They're gonna laugh because I know what
No,
you're gonna
this is what
say.
you did to me on the fucking stream. He's making fun of you.
First of all right, I have a couple things that I would like to say. One, all right, I support Papa Gut's wife. I even tweeted it out. I am a good person.
Well, I don't. Just to be honest with you, I don't
I'm
think my
a good
wife wants.
person.
I don't think my wife wants anything that's going to draw towards her in this situation because she hates all this much.
Papa Gut's wife is a champion. Champions, we support her.
Jesus Christ!
All right.
So she's gonna be.
Put that
She's
out
gonna
there.
fucking hate you for this. She doesn't want to be part
But
of
the
any of
worst part
this.
about this is that in the Twitter space when Xylee was talking, you know, that like really loud chick,
I
someone
don't know.
said that was Papa Gut's wife. So people might have
People really thought it was. Oh
my
wife,
Lord.
just screaming for him.
Can I get a 1 in the chat if you support Papa Gut's
Jesus.
wife?
Can we talk
Come
about
on,
Def
look,
Noodles'
look, it's
co-host
everyone.
who said that?
All right.
Wait.
What's the second point, Keemstar, that you wanted to make in here?
The second
Okay.
point is I've been trying to contact you privately for like 2 days.
Yes.
Why are you ignoring me, you
Well,
son of a bitch?
I will tell you. First of all, my wife unironically tells you to shut the fuck up. Okay, she doesn't like the attention being drawn to her. All right, I'm just letting you know that. Okay.
Okay, so this is not like, even though this says Keemstar, like Keemstar was talking through all of this, so it's like, and so you guys won't hear what he said. I know he was talking through some of this because I heard bits and pieces. I did not sit here and watch the 5 hours, But this is his conversation with Papa Gut. But either way, it's like it's weird to me that Keemstar supports Papa Gut's wife because he's so rude towards women in general. Like, you know, he called the women who spoke fat bitches. He I don't know, he wasn't like pro woman at all. And so I just felt like you didn't even know these people. So you don't even know Papa Gut's wife, but here you are defending Papa Gut's wife. And I'm not saying obviously anyone who's been sexual assaulted defend them. But what I'm saying for Keemstar, it's just very interesting to me is, are you defending the wife because you actually give a shit? Or are you defending the wife because it suits you with this lawsuit, you know, and all that? That's what I'm saying. Because let it be noted that Keemstar is going through a lawsuit that was filed by Deaf Noodles, but I think he's going to use this video as also documentation and shit. You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like Keemstar always has an agenda. You know, I feel like, you know, and I think Papa Gut isn't stupid and knows that and has ignored him for 2 days, apparently.
Second of all, the reason Keemstar is because that situation, I had my upsetting, frustrating point on stream. As ridiculous as you guys might think, the recollection of that moment did fuck me up a little bit, and I kind of went dark for everybody.
Yeah, but that's why you have private conversations.
But I didn't want to talk to anybody about anything. I shadowed my wife. And then the first thing you say to me is, "I'm really upset because you said." What did you say? You said like your first message wasn't like, "Hey, how you doing?" It was like, "Hey, I'm upset."
You didn't.
You told me that you're like, "We have a major." Can I read it out or no?
No, don't read it out because of the lawsuit.
But like you were like very you focused.
See, I feel like this has a lot to do with this lawsuit shit. Like he doesn't actually give a shit about Papa Gut and all that.
Can you hear me, by the way?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I had my mic muted. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
so the lawsuit, right? Like, yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, Def is suing Keemstar because Keemstar insinuated that Def was a pedo. So the irony is part of why people are upset, because now here goes Def insinuating that Papa Gut is a pedo.
Right,
But he's trying to frame it as a joke, whereas he thinks that because Keem is a news reporting kind of channel, that his isn't a joke and should be taken more seriously. Thus he's suing him. Whereas Def wants his to be taken in the context of a joke, which it is a joke, but is it a good joke? No.
Yeah, it's Keemstar, Duff Noodles. His argument is that since Keemstar, the moment you go on anything of his, he says he's a news channel, real news, yada yada. So Dennis is saying, like, essentially because you advertise yourself as real news, you saying that I'm a pedophile, you know, that's like defamation and yada yada. So Keemstar is saying, well, you called someone else a pedophile. But to me, I don't think this case is going to go well because anyone is not going to look at the semantics. They're just going to look at you called so-and-so a pedophile. So clearly you don't have a problem with you being called one. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's not going to go anywhere. And I wonder did Dennis forget that he was suing? I wonder if he just...
It's odd, and I wish he would talk about it. Maybe he did, and I didn't catch it in the podcast.
Well, it's a lawsuit, so he can't talk about it, you know?
Right. He only talked at the beginning, like, that he was going to do it. He can't actually talk about the contents.
Well, he's already done it. He's already, you know, but
Yeah.
So that's why. But I just feel like because even if like a jury for this, they're all going to just look at what it is. You called someone a pedophile, they called you a pedophile, case dismissed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think, and I feel like the only reason maybe he's not is only because he probably put a lot of money into this. So maybe that could be another reason. Because I'm not saying, like, I get where Dennis is coming from, but I felt like him calling someone else a pedophile hurt his case. If he didn't do that, he would have a case. I feel like
it seemed really silly, which I guess is part of why people were calling him stupid and stuff, even though I do think like he is intelligent when he,
of course,
whether he believes his politics or not, what he absorbs from whatever he's reading, or Ethan or Hassan Piker, like whatever he's consuming, he does deliver politically, you know, accurate stuff. But it's kind of dumb to talk about pedo stuff when you're Yeah, which is why people are like, "Are you unhinged? Like, what's going on? Like, are you okay, dude? You need to take a break." All I've seen on his comment section is like, "You need to take a break."
I know. I did ask him. I was like, "Are you burned out?" And he's like, "No." But Anne goes, I just lost the last respect for Dennis I had. And like, here's what it is to me. Like I said, I definitely could be biased, but I did meet him at the Ace Fest, super sweet. I did talk to him. I never posted my Ace Fest video because I was just pissed about the whole thing. Like the plan was to post my Ace Fest video, but I was just pissed about everything.
You had a video? Oh, like
Yeah.
besides the live streams?
Of course, yeah. I had a video about the Ace Fest. I interviewed Dennis. I talked to H3. I had I was so pissed about everything. I should have just gone with my mom. You know, my mom is my best friend, and I would have had the best time of my life. Yeah, pretty much. So, and I should have gone with her, and it would have been a nice trip.
Are you going to take her to the roast?
No, because it's too late in advance. Like she's a state investigator, so. But I probably wouldn't take her. Yeah, I don't know. Like I guess I could ask her, but she's going to. Oh no, she can't go to the roast. She's going to the Bahamas with my dad on August 20th. Yeah. So, but
take me with you.
I know, and then like I'm going to Georgia.
Yeah,
I know. I'm so excited, and it's nice too because I get to meet my like people who I've had conversations with online. And so that's really nice. I enjoy that. And then December, and plus I'm going with some friends too. We're gonna go to a haunted house. So I have some friends in Savannah. I have friends in Savannah. I have friends.
So nice.
Because I worked for American Cruise Lines, which is like I was a steward. So we would stop in Savannah, Georgia, and
so beautiful.
The best. It's so beautiful. I love it. And I used to just I forgot the liquor place. Is it cute? No. I forgot the liquor place that it's called. Not the liquor place, but this alcoholic beverage that it's called. I don't know if it's a whiskey or something, but I used to drink it all the time when I was in Savannah, Georgia.
Southern Comfort?
Yeah. I don't know. It was like this, like, I used to drink it in college all the time, and I forgot what it was. Like, it would be at the teak house. The fraternity house, and we used to just like drink it all the time, shots, and I forgot what's. Anyways, my whole point is I used to drink it there in Savannah, Georgia. Left memories with my friends.
Good memories.
It was fun. Yeah. Anyways, all right, we can listen a little bit of Keemstar. Then I'm kind of just done.
Yeah, we can.
I just want to hear what he has to say a little bit, and that's it. Because I don't. Yeah.
Unless anyone has any questions or anything too, if anyone wants to.
Yes. Any questions? Ask me anything. I'm an open book. Well, not really. So, but some things I'm not an open book with. But for the most part, I like to be an open book. But yeah, just ask me anything. Yeah.
I just want to read a couple comments though quickly from Papa Guts video. I screenshotted a couple comments that I thought were funny. Is like someone said I've come to the conclusion Dennis wants to be the new Trisha, and then there's another one that says hold on. I had one more here. Oh, Dennis trying to transform from a dorky, quirky guy to this cool guy persona is really just exposing what a gaslighty, narcissistic person he truly is. Oh, and also an unfunny comedian. People are calling him a narcissist like all over because like they're saying like the mask is off now, and he's not listening to people, and he's not self-aware. He doesn't have empathy for like Papa Guts' response to his wife's essay. Like there are some narcissistic traits on display, but at the same time, that doesn't mean he's a narcissist. And at the same time, it's really hard to judge stuff from the internet. Like I'm not gonna judge someone's personality and like that I've never met, but I will say, obviously, like he shouldn't have made that joke.
No, the joke was definitely not like that's not the joke I would have chosen. I feel like there are plenty of things you can probably make fun of Papa Gut, like if you really wanted to make a joke.
Well, if you're gonna do roasting, how are you gonna make jokes that aren't so cheap like that? Like he's making Jimmy like Jimmy the Outlaw, the Jersey Outlaw type jokes that are just about
Mhm.
people's like identity or just or not identity, but like he's making them personal. He's making personal jokes.
Well,
and it's like,
well,
you gotta stop.
I'm not a huge fan of making fun of someone's physical appearance. However, I feel like when you do roast someone, like you can. You know what I mean?
You can't. That's
Like-
what I'm saying. Is like, what jokes is he gonna come up with though? If he's roasting during the roast, or like, what's if this is his go-to? What other jokes?
I
is he
mean,
gonna
I'm not
make?
gonna say any mean jokes, but I can think of some jokes. I'm not gonna say them though, but I can think of some jokes. But you know, I got.
I'm gonna
'em.
write some
I'll
jokes.
tell
Maybe
you.
someone will read them.
Yeah, like
I love
but-
writing jokes.
but
But yeah. Anyways, yeah, we can keep watching.
yeah.
There, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Fuck this guy! I'm not even gonna."
That's game.
So and then I was like, I was like, I'm never talking to this guy again. And then I was like, but I know I'm going to talk to him in like 3 days because I know that this is how this fucking works. It's the two of us who will have a problem, and then 3 days later we'll talk about it. So I figured, and here we are, 3 fucking days later. So that's why I fucking ignored you.
Yeah, you understand my point in the text, right? But
yeah,
like, that was just the opening statement. Like, fuck you, Papa Gut, you're fucking up
Wow.
again.
Clickbait
But
didn't work. Okay.
we have a million other things to talk about. But what do you I seen you like not really being fair in the debate and just steamrolling the ever living shit out of him.
Okay.
But the point that you made that look, this is how I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
And I'm your daddy and shit. It was kind of alpha.
Really? Like Keemstar? People need to talk to you in that way too. Like for real. People need to. And better yet, it's really embarrassing to see because I listened to Mom's Basement. I kind of
Right.
chickened out of doing a video on it, but I listened to every single episode just to make a video on it, and then I chickened out. But he's around younger people, so he acts like he tries to be cool. Like he acts like he's cool. He tries to like be on their energy, their level, and people just like, huh? Like even FaZe Banks, there were some moments on
I
a
saw
podcast.
that.
Yeah, well, not like that, not what Dennis makes fun of him about, but on the podcast with Keem, there were just some moments where it was just embarrassing to hear.
It's like he's trying to. I mean, it's almost like he's trying to like, hey, I don't want to say what I want to say. That might be too mean.
Really? All right.
I didn't think it through all the way.
All right.
I did enjoy that.
It's odd.
Yeah. Oh, I did.
What's odd?
The way he hangs out with young people all the time. Because just to be honest, like if I were his age, I would not be talking. It's not that I wouldn't go on panels and talk to younger people. It's just like I probably wouldn't go to events with people that are 20
Mhm.
because I'm not like I've had lots of life experience and milestones and experiences that I can reflect on and have made me different now than when I was when I was that age. I don't really relate as much. So I wouldn't want to hang out with people that haven't been through all those experiences and have a little bit more, growth and empathy and normal milestones you should meet as you get older. He doesn't seem to. I mean, whatever. It's Keem. I don't want to make sense out of nonsense. Try to make sense out of nonsense.
He could be their chaperone. He could, be the designated driver. We don't know.
Yeah,
true. I feel like it's just gonna hit him. One day he's not gonna be self-conscious that he's bald and take off the scarf, take off the hat, and he's just gonna be like,
well, I don't understand that either. I don't understand someone who doesn't have the mentality to like at least Dan from H3, he embraces it. I love people that embrace their
right.
Yeah,
Oh my gosh.
that to me is weird. Like there's something you haven't grown up enough that you can accept yourself. I mean, this is all what Ethan criticizes him Team about too. So
you're too like
It's
in that
nothing new.
mindset, right? But I just feel like I thought this person was cute, but then weirdly his sister was like he likes people that exercise. But anyways, this person she's like basically calling me fat and like her brother doesn't like fat people. But anyways, I did like him for like 2 seconds, but he was like he had his hat on the whole time. And I'm just like, and I've been, because at work, and I've been like, I'm like, why do you always have your fucking hat on? Inside, he has his hat on. At nighttime shifts, he has his hat on. And the morning, like, he just has his fucking hat on when he's exercising. And I'm just, and then I saw that his hair is like thinning because I saw a photo of him without his hat on. That's how I saw him without his hat on. And actually, and I'm just like, you would be so much. And I like wanted to tell him, but I was like, no, because like his sister says, he probably doesn't like me, or his sister's also very controlling, so who knows. But long story short, I wanted to tell him, like, you would be so much more hotter, dude, if you took off your fucking hat. Like, you would be so much hotter if you took off your hat. But anyways,
he doesn't get it.
No, he doesn't get it. He thinks if he looks, yes, he does look a little bit cuter with the hat on, because you obviously can't tell. But it's once you do it enough, we're able to see that, oh, you're trying to hide your insecurity. But if you are so like brave about your insecurity and stuff, that's even hotter. That's hotter. So
agreed.
Yeah.
Didn't say that to be alpha. Like I just so you guys know, Dennis tried, we did a little bit, but Dennis did this role me in the what he did successfully in the first conversation, and I wasn't letting him get away with his lies. That's what it blows.
Why do you call him Dennis? Because he like his.
My wife asked me the same thing.
His whole argument during the whole Twitter space is the way I interpret it, and other people can give their opinions as well.
Yeah.
Was that he was trying to separate, himself, Dennis, the government name, from the character that he's created online. That these are two people.
Yeah, well, that's a dishonest tactic. So why do I call him Dennis though? I don't know. I don't want to call him Deaf Noodles because it sounds like a nickname that's fun and exciting. It's like, oh, he Deaf Noodles. Oh, Keemy. I called him Dennis. I directed him by his like real name. This is a serious topic. I call him I don't want to call him Deaf Noodles. So
what did you think of his argument that he's like, a cat living in a Minecraft house and he's a comedian, and if you look at his bio, like what
he said?
Yeah. You know what Keemstar is doing? He's trying to feed off what Papa Gut's response and try to put it into something with that lawsuit. That's what he's doing. You know what I mean?
You
like,
can't. Yeah, like there. I don't know. Like there has to be an angle there. So
like that's what I feel like. He's like asking him these questions, but I think you can tell like there's an agenda. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weaselly, and I'm sorry, but
that's what he said the entire time. I was like listening in, and
that's his lore. That's all the shit he's been doing for a while.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously just dishonest, bro. Yeah, it's just honest, bro. I don't know what to say. I mean, like, it's unfortunate because listen, there's one thing that we know for a fact.
Mm-hmm.
Out of everybody here, I'm the only one that was going to be that would potentially have been this motherfucker's friend before last week.
You're the only one?
I don't know why. I try to warn you. I was like, look, dude.
To be honest, though, let's remember here, Keemstar actually looked. So he looked at Deaf Noodles like so highly. He looked up to him that he wanted Dennis to replace him when he was going to air quote retire.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So at some point, Keemstar did see some huge potential
for
in Dennis to be like, hey, cover my show when I'm gone. Really?
Yeah.
Like, So
for sure.
I feel like this must hurt in a way. No matter if he's laughing and shit. Yeah, this must hurt. No matter all the laughs and games. Oh, nah. You at one point was like, he could be the man for my show.
Yeah, because Keemstar every month quits the internet and says he's going to retire and wants to find a new host. And Def was a good replacement, but now Keemstar's back.
And to be clear, that's where the beef started when Deaf Noodle said no. You know, that's
right.
according to Dennis, that's what happened. Who knows? So I don't know. Because if you don't believe Dennis, then you're like, you don't know. But the thing is, I'm not about to believe Keemstar either. Like,
exactly.
I'd rather if I had Keemstar and Dennis, I'm going to believe Dennis than Keemstar.
Yeah, me too.
I'm just not.
Me too. That's why we're in this situation. Like,
oh my gosh, both of their names start with D's.
Yeah. Wait, what?
Both of their names starts with D's. Daniel and Dennis.
Yeah. Double D's.
I know.
They're being a couple of boobs right now.
I know they are. Like D squared, D to second power. That's what they're being.
Pretty much.
I've experienced for myself. I needed to experience it.
You know
for
what?
myself.
Fuck it. I side with his
I think
co-host.
everybody except for Nick tried to be like friends.
Sorry, let me read the comments real quickly. Ann says he needs to drop that lawsuit. Purge. Dennis says he is an irrelevant news channel too. And if Dennis won't drop the suit, he will just be wasting more money. And I'm sorry, Blossom. Yeah, the trip sucked really badly. I could still post the Ace Fest video. I just didn't know if people wanted to still see it. Like, I could still post it. I just didn't know.
I'd like to see it. I like H3, so I'd like to see that.
H3, I talked to Sam really. The problem is I walked up to the group. Well, I didn't know that was Sam. I don't watch H3 like that anymore since Frenemies. But I walked up to I don't. And by the way, when Frenemies ended, we never saw what Sam really looked like, you know?
Oh.
So but I walked up to them, but I took a photo so you guys would see in the video. I mean, I just felt like no one cared. But if you'll see the video of AB, his face, the way he looked at me, I had to put the camera down. It's all like explained in the video, and I'm like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's all like in there.
Okay, now I have to see the video.
I know. Yeah, so
or just send me a clip.
Yeah, I'll send you a clip, and then when I interviewed Dennis, we were in the thing, and so my audio was like on and off, and I'm like, so it's like I could post it. I just don't know if anyone cares, you know, because it's like,
I care.
So
chat, do you care?
Don't count. You don't count, unfortunately. And Anne, love you. You don't count either. So, because I feel like we have a closer relationship to where you don't count, you know?
I'm bi.
Same, like you and Anne.
Yeah, I hated
Noodles at one point, but like he's just insane.
But dude, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I
His
did.
co-host brought up a really good point. I don't care about your
What's
white
that?
tears, Gut. Okay, your
Who
fucking
said that?
his co-host said that your
his-
fucking white
Yeah,
tears
his
don't
co-host
matter.
said like, I don't care
What?
about Papa Gut's white tears. If
What?
he was black, I would care. That's what he said, unironically.
When the conversation.
No, he didn't say that.
There?
No, you didn't say that. Like everyone like misconstrued that as like
I
he's
think so.
racist. He said like his white tears. Like that's like what you say when someone is, even if you're white, that's something you say when someone is crying crocodile tears,
Right,
white
crocodile.
tears. So that's how that's how I took it. But of course, I obviously understand if like people other than black people felt like that was definitely offensive. But I felt like I didn't hear that as he's racist, but I felt like that was crocodile tears.
Right,
But,
yeah.
And then I also felt like I started thinking about it too, and I thought, oh, maybe he's saying that's his privileged tears because he's white. I don't know.
I think so.
Yeah. So I don't know. You're like, that's it. That's it. Right
Yeah, that's
there.
it.
And I don't think it was cool for his co-host Steven to make assumptions. He was too assumptive that just because he's white, that means that he is making like doing good, you know, and that this is just feel sorry for me. So I don't think that was cool. But overall, I just at first glance, that's not how I took it, but I completely understand like looking back and hearing what's his name, Nick, talking about it. I feel like, oh, okay, yeah, that could be like very, very offensive. So
yeah.
Near the beginning, like the first hour.
I didn't even
Black
do that.
co-host Steven friend came in, and he's like, "There's white tears, bro."
Who
I
the
don't
guy?
care about Yeah, that guy.
Bro, listen to this. Listen to this. You have Deaf Noodles, which I'm not sure his race, but he's definitely not black. And then you have Papa Gut, who's definitely not black.
Brazilian.
And in the middle of this debate, talking about you two, someone brings up Black Lives Matter, and they started talking. I'm like, what the hell? What just happened?
Yeah, it was this black co-host who was like, "Yeah, he's doing white tears and shit like that." He made it about race out of nowhere.
Really quick. Keith, I texted you. Just if you could read the text, I appreciate it.
Okay, so
Damn, you guys are on a
like,
phone number basis.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
like who
Really?
cares? Who cares? Nothing is. It's just like bros. You know what they remind me of? And it's like, it's almost a compliment. They still all remind me of the dweebs on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Like the little Jonathan and the dweebs downstairs, like playing games and stuff in the basement. Like that's what they remind me of. But like that's almost giving them a compliment at the same time because I love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So. But yeah, it's like pretty much 5 hours of this shit almost. But
yeah, I felt like we basically we stated our opinions on the matter. Like obviously his Deaf Noodles jokes were not okay. They weren't, to me they were jokes, but they were just awful jokes in my opinion. I feel like I don't think anyone should make like those awful jokes, you know. So that was my opinion on it. I felt like I was really there because I related to like being hung up on everyone like coming for you, and I felt really bad that everyone kept making fun of the fact that he's a comedian. It's like, everyone, whatever you're doing for a living, have someone try to make fun of you for doing that and see how you feel. You know what I mean? Like I just felt, and that people took that as, oh, she's like defending him, she's, you know, an attention seeker, when in reality all it was that I did state, like, people just didn't stay for 6 hours, didn't blame them, but I did stated that, like, hey, he needed to apologize, which no one.
I think you did it twice actually. I made like a note just to, because I was,
oh, thanks.
I was like,
Thanks, it was 6
noticed
hours
twice that you did it, so because I was curious, I'm like, oh, everyone's making these really like bad comments about her, even though she's like, when she did interject a couple times, she was like, yeah, like, I don't think you're being clear on your apology. You need to apologize. And stuff. A lot of people thought you were, you know, being a...
Because they didn't sit and watch the full 6 hours.
Yeah. And
so,
I did, because I was doing this live, right? But other people would probably just like...
right. Like, they didn't full... But I just gave everyone thumbs up who said they were going to unsubscribe. Gave them a black hand thumbs up because I just... I'm not going to, like, explain to everyone that I did say, like, I did, you know, interject like you did say. And so... But no one cares. They just care that I'm a bad person. I'm this and that. Unsub, blah, blah. So, yeah. Pretty much. Pretty much.
So how are you feeling about like the roast on the 19th? Like, what do you think's going to happen?
One, I hope a lot of people show up to roast him. That's what I hope. I hope that happens. The second thing I hope is... that something comes out of it. Like, I'm hoping Xylee just doesn't go there to just shove it in his face. I'm hoping she's gonna have some heart. I hope that her heart isn't completely cold or a rock. I hope that she will be like, you do, and after her roast, like, you do understand why I'm upset with you. I hope that she, not really her, but people also like her. You know what I mean? Who are going to, she's just the only person who I know that is like going. That's why I keep using her. But I just hope people who go, yeah, they went to roast, so it's fine if that's what they do. But I do hope that, you know, they also say something as well. And I hope that he does a lot of more reflecting as well. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here to hate Dennis. I don't hate Dennis.
Is he too busy to reflect? That's my what I think when I'm reflecting on stuff, you know, because I'm not rolling out content like he is and doing all these things and only sleeping 2 to 3 hours a night. Is he that's my thing, is he taking the time to reflect?
I feel like, though, here's what I feel, though. I do feel like no matter how busy you are, like, comparing my like little small YouTube experiences and stuff, no matter how busy you are, when you keep seeing the same thing over and over again on the thing that you're working for every single day, it forces you to have time to reflect, whether you want to or not, in my opinion. You know, with that whole Gabby Hanna situation, I was posting 3 videos a day when I first started this channel. I was posting just at it. And then when that whole situation happened, I eventually, even though I tried to post, I made a long doc video and all that stuff, eventually it caught up to me to where it forced me to stop and be like, reflect. You know, you've seen all this for days and days, and now it's time to stop what you're doing and reflect, because it's not going away. So, you know, that's really pretty much how I feel about it. I'm not going to say anything more about this damn debate anymore, other than like that roast, if I can take off, because I've already taken like a bunch of days off, even December. So, but
I think you should go.
Yeah, I really want to.
I'm biased.
No, you're fine. You're fine. I really want to. Everything's free. Like, I totally want to. I just have to take some more time off. The trip, and like, I have a budget, and I went over my budget. So my LA trip, I thought would cost me like maybe maybe $1,500. It cost me $3,200. So
yeah.
although I paid for that, it's done. Paid off the credit card from my savings. I'm still now off of my budget for the month of what I'm supposed to be budgeting for myself.
Yeah.
Just in case I quit my job tomorrow or whatever. So I just want to make sure that I'm good in that aspect. But yeah, and even though like everything's gonna be free anyways, still like I like to go someplace, be able to get a rental car and know that I can do whatever and not have to worry about anything. So yeah, that's how I stay with the little budget thing. But yeah, it's
any
like
any take backs or any
anything else you guys want to say? All you 10 people
final
who are
thoughts?
watching.
Thanks
Final
for
thoughts.
watch. I know I think I told some people that we were going to like talk about just the event. Like we weren't going to react because the stream happened like 2 hours before we went live, or 3 hours. I don't know when it was, but it was like right before we went live. We were like, oh, let's just react to this instead of just, you know. I think it was fun. It was good. I mean,
I know, it was so much fun. This was like a really nice collab, and I felt like I already know you from through the comments and stuff, knew you through the comments. So yeah, this was so much fun. Don't be a stranger on my channel, okay? Don't be a stranger in like in the messages and like Instagram and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
I'll come on whenever.
Let's be friends. Let's be friends. Yes. I'm like always like, I'm never making any more online friends. I'm done. I'm never making any more. And then like I'm like, let's be friends.
I'm pretty harmless. Don't worry. Actually, one of my friends was in the chat. She can vouch for me. My IRL friend.
No, I believe you. I believe you. And says it was great to meet you, Jess. You have a channel. Yes, Jess has a channel. Jess Theory. Her whole setup is like, yeah. So yeah, definitely go follow Jeff. Oh my gosh, Jeff. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. Jess Theory. No, but her name is Jess Theory. Please go follow her channel. She really has like a nice background. My favorite video was the Berlin read video. I honestly like that video. Okay, well, I still like it. That was like one of my favorite videos. But I really didn't know that much about her. I knew some things. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'm an honest conversation. My name is Blossom. And hopefully you subscribed. And yeah, hopefully we will see you soon. I definitely will see you soon on the next video. And maybe I will post the Ace Family thing because people still want to see it. Because I thought people didn't want to.
Clip like the interview parts.
The interview parts?
That are like audible, like that you can hear.
Okay.
I want to see Sam. I'm a Sam stan.
Alrighties. I will definitely. I pretended to be a fan when I was talking to Sam, and people in the stream were like, "That's Sam." I'm like, "Who the fuck is Sam?" Anyways. But anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you soon on the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.